Welcome to Tulsa, Oklahoma, Eastside Stadium here over at 11th. We are just to the east of 169, over here by Extra Space Storage on the campus of East Central High School for this showdown between the Glenpool Warriors and your Nathan Hale Rangers. I am Jeff Johns, joined by Joshua Sharam. And this is our first broadcast for the Nathan Hale Rangers on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We are so happy to have the Nathan Hale Rangers join the OSN family, and we welcome you alongside with us. We know that you have lots of options for viewing tonight, and so we're just excited to open up the season. Joshua, what are your thoughts on where we're headed and just the inaugural start of this program here on OSN?
Yeah, it's very exciting to have Tulsa Nathan Hale join OSN, and certainly happy to be here tonight alongside you, showcasing this school and this team across the state to all the folks that want to tune in and see high school football. I'm personally ready to see a real game. We were able to watch the scrimmage last week and see some action, but it's time to play some football in Oklahoma, right? We had some games I think last night across the state, and so very excited to get our taste here in Tulsa.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, Jinx was on the road down in Tulsa, or down in Texas rather, taking on South Lake Carroll, the Dragons down there. It's one of the big franchises down in the state of Texas, or big school districts rather. And they had a 27-0 lead, and the Dragons came back and won at 34-33. So, good on them. That's another classic between Oklahoma and Texas teams. You can see there on your broadcast right there are the colors. The color guard about to take the field, and when they do, we will step aside for the national anthem. You mentioned the scrimmage that we were able to see last week. What do you think that Nathan Hale needs to bring, and what kind of improvements did you see that they needed to make going into tonight?
Yeah, some of the things that stood out from last week, I think is common amongst high school football teams. Some mistakes that you wish you could have had back. I think there was a snap over the head. There were some penalties that really killed drives and killed their momentum at times. And so I fully expect that the coaching staff talked about that this week leading into this game, the first game of the season. Hey, let's try to sure up those things. And the beauty about these early games, non-district games, is that you have a little bit more time to work that out, and not, it doesn't mean absolutely everything. Obviously, you want to win every game that you play. You want to play well. But I think, you can take what you learn from each game into the next and really just focus on yourself, on your team, and improving slowly but surely, snap by snap, drive by drive, and really just try to key in on those things. So.
Glenpool is one of those teams that's been up and down in the past. They've had good years, they've had bad years. I learned from Coach over the course of the week. They have a new quarterback this year. I hosted the Coaches Show on Wednesday. If you aren't able to tune into those, they will be weekly at 6 p.m. We host them at Sharks down at 21st, just down the street from Nathan Hale High School. So big thank you to Sharks for hosting us. And we talked about Glenpool this year. They have a new quarterback, so they do like to run the ball a lot, but this year they may be pushing the ball down the field a little bit, and we saw a little miscommunication in one of those plays against McLean. So I'm going to talk to you a little more about what I learned about that play, but we will step aside for just a moment for the playing of our national anthem.
please rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem. Ranger fans, and welcome to the
Great job to our color guard out here presenting the colors. And, I made just a little bit of reference to the to what I learned about that play, that big long pass play that the Rangers gave up during their scrimmage against McLean. What had happened was there was a lineup change. There was some shift on the McLean side. They had an auto call where there's supposed to be an auto switch from one spot to another. They didn't pick up on that. The corner didn't, so he was still playing the same original coverage, and they had switched coverage. He didn't pick up on that, and so he just went right by. He was expecting safety coverage over the top, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we talked about a little bit earlier, is working out those things now. And focusing on those things that need to be addressed, and that's the beauty of a scrimmage, right? You can learn some things from it, take it to into week one, into your first game, and hopefully make sure that you don't make that kind of mistake again. But it's definitely easy to do. One wrong misunderstanding, misstep, whatever it is, can really cost you. And tonight they'll get this, prove to themselves that they learned from that last week and are ready to play.
We are just 6 minutes away from kickoff. If you were to put and let's go back to between both of the scrimmages, not a single first down was allowed by the Rangers. The only first down play was that one long pass play on the miscommunication. So defense looks pretty shored up. However, during the Will Rogers game that we did not broadcast, there was a scuffle in the end zone and 3 players were ejected. They are out for whatever reason the OSSAA has, the first 3 quarters of the game tonight. So they will be out for those 3 quarters, and we will see if we get any sort of action in the fourth quarter. If needed, they will be available then. But hopefully, then they're all on the offensive side of the ball. So that's optimistic for the defense when they do need to make a strong stand here.
Yeah, really unfortunate to hear about that incident that happened last week, and obviously the result, as far as, those guys having to sit out tonight. But, as you talked about, the defense played exceptionally well in that scrimmage, which is really encouraging. But that does kind of put some stress on your offense, right? You have some key guys that won't be able to start tonight, won't be able to play for most of the game, and so that really you're gonna have to dig into your depth a little bit. Going to have to see who can step up, who can make plays. We saw, exceptional play out of the running backs last week in the scrimmage. Really, I mean, both of them, they had them subbing in and out. And so, really going to have to rely on those guys and see what you can do. See if you can get your quarterback going, maybe with some quick throws, some shorter throws, build confidence, and go from there. So,
captains have taken the field. That is – and we have some number changes as well tonight. So I'm going to get that covered as well because we have number 1, and I don't have a number 1 slot there. And I don't have one on the roster changes side either. So that's just part of, those first game stuff. There are adjustments that are made. There's all sorts of things going on. And that's just something that happens. But we'll try to get as many names said as we can. 61 is out there. That's Xavier Yargi. He is one of the ones that is suspended for the first 3 quarters tonight, as well as Brett Gankars is out there. And they are shaking hands, getting ready to present the toss. And I saw that Nathan Hale is going to be on the east side of the field, and Glenpool will be on the west. I did not see who was first to receive that. They really didn't do us much favor in, in their hand motions, did they?
We'll play the guessing game, I suppose.
As the officiating crew gets all of their stuff together, the Warriors are taking the field from the west side of the stadium. You'll see them coming across there, across the end line. And the Nathan Hale Rangers about to take the field. Coach Jesse Jones in his second year as a coach for the Nathan Hale Rangers. And he is, if you see him on the sidelines tonight, you'll see him with a cane. He had an emergency back surgery just a few weeks before the season started in the middle of camps and had to run up and go get surgery. And now here he is out here walking and with the same fiery energy. And if you know him, he brings a lot of energy.
Yeah, and that's just really amazing. I know back injuries of any sort are nothing to be played with, messed around. I just you don't want to mess with it. It can really be debilitating. So good on him, and obviously it shows his toughness.
And there are your Rangers. Number 6, Sherrard Boyd, impressed us a little bit with a back handspring as they were coming out there. He's ready to go, man. Sherrard Boyd was one of the ones that impressed me the most during that scrimmage. Lonnie Bowler's the big name that everyone has talked about at running back. But Sherrard Boyd was here last year, had a good season last year, and he looks ready to go.
Yeah, and I mentioned them earlier, both running backs. I think you can feel confident in both coming into tonight. Really played well, I think, in the scrimmage last week, and really kind of showed what they had. Obviously, pretty experienced, I'd say, coming into this season. So,
yeah, talk about a 1-2 punch. Here come the teams ready to take the field. Looks like the Warriors are going to be receiving. If you're looking left to right on your TV there or device or whatever you have, the Warriors will be on the left. They are wearing their white jerseys, white pants, and navy blue helmets. The Rangers are on the east side of the field or the right side of your screen. They have navy blue shirts, black pants with the red stripe, and their navy blue helmets. So they are lined up to kick this one off. And your 2026 season is officially underway. Low dribbling kick, picked up and returned. Oh, there's a fumble on the play, and it's recovered by Glenpool. A close call there. Ball comes loose right there on the first play of the game, and they were fortunate to have guys right there to recover.
Yeah, great heads-up play. Getting your hand in there. That's why you always got to have your hands active, swiping at the ball, whatever you can do. It was a little scary there, the way that kickoff return was forming. There was a lot of green grass in front of the returner, so thankfully that kind of stopped everything. Unfortunately, they couldn't get on it.
Landon Burr, the quarterback for the Warriors. He's got King Beeks, the fullback. They run a strong formation. He hands off to Bentley Armitage. Armitage makes a few yards on the carrier behind a big offensive front. That's Jacob Gaddis, Pierce Tatum, Grant Wells, Landon Pengel, and Daniel Holmes holding down the offensive line. Pretty good crowd out here for the Warriors.
Yeah, absolutely. They're on that far side just by Route 66.
That's right. I gave the broadcast information to the Warrior fans, to their coach and to their athletic director, just in case there were any fans that couldn't make it. Interesting little, I don't know if they're trying to hurry to the line and do some misdirection. Maybe a little. Not much of one. But Landon Burr. Hands off to Armitage again, and he is strong down quickly on the play. That is number 14, Devin Kennedy.
Big stop for the Rangers on that play.
No gain. That's going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, that was a good job firing in there. Got close to the face mask, but don't think he got it. Just think he kind of tackled high a little bit. And so that was good. No face mask grabbing or anything. Don't want to have a penalty like that this early in the game.
Yeah, gotta watch your hand position just a little bit there, but you're right, avoiding the penalty. Got receivers left and right. 3rd down, 5 to go. The snap looking and turning just in time is number 4 for the Warriors. And they are going to call that a first down.
Yeah,
that was a close one.
That was really close. And it looked like the receiver almost wasn't ready for the ball. He came at him so quickly. But at least, good job on the defense there, staying in position, making the tackle, not preventing a worse play, that gains more yardage. So, unfortunately, give up the first down.
That was Grayson Rogers on the catch there. Most of these players for both teams you'll see on both sides of the ball. So even while I do have all the information, it's sometimes hard to get it all out there. And a flag, that's going to be an illegal shift. Or they call a false start. Either way.
We'll take it.
Absolutely. So 5 yards back. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Warriors.
One thing I really liked in that scrimmage last week was the way that the defense was just flying to the football. Really like that energy on that side of the ball, and I think we're seeing that a little bit tonight already.
I mentioned that to Coach on Wednesday. He said, Devin Kennedy, immediately. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely one of them. He said, yeah, that kid is fast. He's got track speed. So I said, well, if he's that fast, you might figure out a way to get him on a fly sweep or two, because we could take some explosion on offense as well. Looks like they're going to have twins to the near side of the field. They're doing this a lot where they've got a man, their tight end is just standing in front of the center, and then they rush up, and that's a botched snap, but he recovers. That's Burr barreling down. That's a pretty solid gain on the play. And if there hadn't been that false start penalty before it, that would be a first down. Instead, it's 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and it was kind of a weird play how it developed, with the quarterback rolling to the near side, but took what was in front of him and picked up quite a bit of yardage.
I think that was supposed to be a handoff, but because of this hurry up to the line, There was a botched snap there, and you see it again. Here's Lane Giles standing in front of the center, which is Grant Wells. They just sit there and wait and then hurry to the line. And here's the snap. Burr looking far side of the field. Big throw, and it is caught. There was coverage on the play, but Kevin Cerna was there to make the catch, and it was honestly just a really good throw. London Hunt was over there for coverage, but the ball was just thrown in the perfect spot where only their man could get it.
Yeah, and you talked about it in the pregame, how they may try to stretch the field a little bit, and that was the first time they really took a shot downfield. You want your defender to be in position. I think he had enough time to make a play, but it's just a better thrown ball.
Really well thrown by Burr, and he is here for the snap. They're going to move their tight end from far side to near side. The toss to Armitage, and he's got a lot of room. Really good blocking there. There is a flag on the play. Correction, that is not Armitage. That's Zay McIntosh that's in there right now. Holding against the Warriors. So a great gain is going to turn into a 10-yard loss.
Yeah, and that one was interesting where it was thrown kind of down the field. So obviously someone was getting some jersey and getting a little too much.
Okay, holding in high school football is a spot foul. I mean, I guess it is anywhere. But where they're calling the holding, there's no change in field position that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going to be 1st and 10.
Yeah, they didn't move the chains or anything.
Nope, they just kept it right there. The handoff to McIntosh, and he's taken down, makes about 2, we'll call it 3 on the play. That's going to be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and the defense seemed to be in a little bit better position that time. Still gave up a couple yards, but we've seen some holes open up for this offense so far on this opening drive. So credit the defense, being in position and not giving up anything too big.
Zay McIntosh, the running back that they've been handing to, is a freshman, 5'9", 170. He doesn't look that small from here. But now they've got Armitage back in. Armitage, number 27 there, is a sophomore. 5'9", 180. Good run there on 2nd down. And it looks like he's just a yard short.
Handoff is stuffed.
Yep, just a yard short. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. And this is where the Rangers need to make a big stop. If you're going to hold them, now's the time, and make them make a decision.
Yeah, good opportunity here. You had them in 3rd down earlier. They made the quick pass to pick it up. And so now you have another opportunity to force a 4th down situation.
Quick to the line and handoff to the fullback. It looks like he was able to make a yard there. That's King Beeks getting forward for just a yard, but all they needed for 2 yards. All they needed was 1, so he gets a little bit extra there. And that's going to be 1st and 10. For the Warriors, they can make 1 more 1st down before the end zone. Good little drive the Warriors are put together here.
Yeah, absolutely. And credit to them. I mean, using the fullbacks, I feel like that's something we don't see as much in football today. So
yeah, you're right. There really isn't a lot of fullback action anymore, but that's one of the perks is you have this misdirection handoff you can make. Turn and pitch to Armitage is stopped. It was just a little bit short. He had to kind of reach back for it and fall down on it. So that's going to be 2nd down and 15. They'll call it 16, I think.
Yeah, and the quarterback and running back
15.
just weren't on the same page there on that pitch, and it just killed the timing and everything of the play. And fortunately for the Rangers, it resulted in a big loss.
Yeah, some big-time Rangers that you're going to see on both sides of the ball. T.J. Wells, Johnny Morin, James Hutchins down there on the line. And they turn, and there's a little bit of misdirection there as number 10, that is Austin Klein, 5'10", 210 junior, takes the ball inside and makes a pretty big gain. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Another opportunity for a big-time stop, and this is one of the hard parts about all of these guys playing both sides of the ball is it's 90 degrees outside. The sun is still out there. It's hot. Mm-hmm. And if you're playing both sides of the ball on a long drive like this, you're going to be tired for offense. Burr up to the line, pitch out, and cutting back in is number 14. That's Bentley Hodge. 5'8", 150 defensive back. Also plays backup quarterback. So it's 4th down. Decision time for the Warriors. And how good is your field goal team?
It's always a big question in high school football for sure.
It really is. And they're going to go for it. Number 2 is the quarterback right now. That's Mark Mata. That is not their normal quarterback, so look for a quarterback run of some sort. Look for him to keep it. Based on the way they've been running the ball, a timeout. Timeout Glenpool. So they wanted to see what they could see from the Nathan Hale defensive front, and they didn't like what they saw. So they're going to take a timeout, readjust, and I would bet they come out of this timeout and just kick the field goal. What do you think?
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to draw them off sides, and, after several attempts and looking back at the coaching staff and kind of, quarterback saying, what are we doing here? They must have pretty good confidence in their kicker. Then again, you're inside the 10, so it's not a super long kick, just a little bit longer than what an extra point would be. So I would expect they come out to kick, but you never know.
Yeah, the ball swap is going to be the indication for me. Typically, you have a separate kicking ball, and when they swap the ball like that, I'm pretty much sold. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a field goal attempt for the Warriors to try to go up by 3. Now, I've spent the last several years watching 6A football where everybody kicks a field goal if you're even 40 yards out. 5A football, I know, is a little bit different. Not everybody kicks those field goals from the same distance. So I get it. It's a gamble. It's different everywhere you go. And a lot of times in these levels, your quarterback is the most athletic guy on the team. I've seen so many quarterbacks punting, kicking, returning. Oh, but here they are. Mark Mata is the quarterback again. He hands off, going outside, and it is stopped. That was number 20 on the carry. That's Zay McIntosh. The freshman is stopped by the Rangers. Great defensive stand as Nathan Hale holds strong on 4th down and keeps the Warriors out of the end zone. What a huge, after so long giving up, what a big stand for the Rangers right there.
Yeah, huge stand on the first series of the official season. You get that stop on 4th down. We were fooled. We thought they were going to come out and kick.
Yeah.
And yet they run a play inside the 10, and they can't get it. So credit the Rangers.
Here comes the Ranger offense. Gankars handing off inside. That's Lonnie Bowler making a few guys. I'm going to say this because I like Lonnie Bowler so much. He's not going to make a lot of guys. He'll make some guys miss, but more than that, he's just going to make you make 4 or 5 guys bring him down. We saw it in the scrimmage. Super strong running back.
Yeah, really strong and knows how to keep his feet moving, play till the whistle blows. And in this situation, backed up near your own end zone, it's great to have a back like that.
Gankars with when they drew him offside. And that's going to be a free 5 yards. That's a Ranger first down as long as they didn't move first.
Yeah, you see the pointing from both sides saying it was the other team.
There always is. I didn't see a Ranger move. I thought it was Glenpool. The call is offsides against Glenpool. So that's going to be a first down. Rangers, 2 plays and a first down. That's a good way to get the drive moving. And, I wonder, you've got a new quarterback who has an arm and likes to sling it. I just wonder how long you run the ball in these short game scenarios before you take a shot somewhere. Let him break his arm in.
Yeah, when you're backed up, near your own goal line, obviously you want to try to get out of there as quickly as you can, give your offense some room to work, and hopefully we'll see those shots.
Gankar set. Little bubble screen out to Bowler. He makes the first man miss and keeps going. He's down. It's about a gain of 2. 2nd and 8.
And I know that only picked up a couple yards, but I like the idea of getting the ball out quick to your playmakers and letting them go to work.
Bowler comes out, so that's probably Sherrard Boyd going in. Yep, it sure is. In the backfield, we saw some flashes from him in the McLean game. Fakes the handoff and throws out wide. And bucking down to the 26-yard line. That is number 1 for the Rangers, which is the only number I don't have. Willis. Keon Willis. He's listed as number 7, so I'll make my change here. He is number 1. Gankar's the snap. Looking around. Oh, he's got a man coming, and he is sacked. Great pursuit there by number 5 for the Warriors. That is Lane Giles.
Yeah, and I wonder. It looked like he was gearing up for to take a shot down the field, and
yep.
I wonder if it was either the pressure or maybe it was the direct sun looking into the sun. Maybe a combination of both. Who knows? That made him kind of second guess and pull that back in and scramble out to the right. So looked like he may have been thinking about it.
Well, they're going to take this to the end of the quarter. We will take a break here. Right now, it is tied 0-0. We are going into the second quarter. You are watching Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Hey, you left your backpack downstairs.
Oh, thanks. Kids these days, I've been taking away vapes to help friends quit.
Nice try, kiddo. We're going to have to talk about this.
There's no such thing as a perfect moment, so don't wait for one.
Can we talk?
Sure. Start the conversation at talkabouttobacco.com.
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, PayMe Checking puts real money right into your account when you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. PayMe Checking, the free account that pays you only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
What you looking at?
Nothing. They're searching for answers. It's time you start the conversation.
Can I talk to you about some stuff?
Find tips for talking with your kids about vaping at talkabouttobacco.com.
So, not real big on...
And we're back at the start of the second quarter here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. The Nathan Hale Rangers taking on the Glenpool Warriors. Nathan Hale with the ball. Brett Gankar is the quarterback with Sherrard Boyd in the backfield. Receiver going left to right. That's number 18, Trevin Hawkins. And there is a flag. Probably going to be a false start. It sure is. So they're going to march 5 yards back further. It's going to be 2nd and 23 for the Rangers. Not exactly the start you want out of the quarter break.
Yeah, and that's one of those things. Your offense was kind of in a rhythm, didn't have too many pre-snap problems, and then you go into the quarter break, go to the sideline, get some water, get a break, and then you're right back out there. But that's what we talked about, having to learn.
I just saw the white hat motion that he was talking about, number 12 to the coach. That's Brett Gankar's the quarterback. He's saying something to coach, and they are looking around. I think they're saying 21. I'm not sure exactly what they're getting at here. They're trying to get something right. Oh, maybe they're saying it should be 2nd and 21 instead of 23. I think 23 is right, though. Well, here they come back out. Gankar's in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, and he has a man and couldn't quite hit him. That was Janai Franklin. Pressure was coming pretty hard from, I think that was Grant Wells, number 54, coming off of the edge there. And a pretty good defensive game plan here so far from the Warriors.
Yeah, pretty good. Obviously, that sack really helped a lot and really set back the Rangers to where they have a long distance to go. And so where do you turn in the playbook? They tried a short pass there, just couldn't connect, couldn't pick up that short yardage to set up a more manageable third down.
Well, the Rangers coaching staff is really high on Janai Franklin, but the Tulsa World's pretty high on James Hutchins as well, the tight end that just went in there. So the snap from Gankar's, hands off, going to the far side of the field. It's Bowler. Bowler makes a man miss. Now there's 4, 5, 6 guys trying to bring him down. He doesn't make anything, but he was hit the first time in the backfield, and that's the power of having a guy like that in there, is he does not go down for a loss. He doesn't go down easy, and rather than being a tackle for loss, it's 4th down and 23. It just gets back to the line, but this is really the importance of having those men missing. I know that they're filling in 2 guard positions right now, and that's tough right now when you're missing those offensive linemen.
Yeah, that makes it really tough for you to have to try to adjust on the fly.
Man deep for the Warriors. The punt is high. They're going to stay away from this. Looks like it went out at the 42, 43-yard line. They'll mark it at the 43 of the Rangers. And that'll be 1st and 10 right there. So a really good drive for the Warriors was cut short when they decided to go for it on 4th and 6 with a different quarterback, moving things around. I've got to say, if you put in a backup quarterback, it's strange to me to not be in a running situation when your starting quarterback had played so well.
Yeah, they had a tremendous drive going on. They were incorporating different players coming out of the backfield, maybe some, I kind of consider it misdirection, not only with the line coming quickly to the line, but also different handoffs to different, players, whether it's the fullback, halfback, whatever. And so that was an intriguing choice.
And Landon Burr's back in there, so he's not hurt. He's just fine. Long throw. There was a little bit of a push there, not called. That was Kevin Cerna pushing off. Great coverage there by London Hunt. That's the same coverage that was there last time. And I got to tell you, Kevin Cerna got away with one. He kept his hands short inside, but he did get a little push to get that separation.
Yeah, for sure. And the Rangers had two guys there in position. You'd like for them to make a play on the ball there. The receiver still had a chance to catch it and make the play. But, fortunately it fell to the ground.
Should be second down. They've still got marked. Oh, there they go. There's second down. 2nd and 10 at the 43. They're running their delayed formation. Burr will be in the pistol. And what looked like it was supposed to be a handoff, but it didn't go the right way. McIntosh, I think, ran to the wrong side because Burr was looking for him, and he was not there. A good recover by McIntosh, though, to run up and try to make a block, make something happen.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard to know if it's actually a blown play or if it's planned the whole time just because of how well they recover from things that go wrong, and they just take off down the field and pick up yardage. We saw it on the first drive. We're seeing it here on this drive as well.
And there's another quarterback going into the game now. This time is number 2. Oh, no, it's Mark Mata again. Mark Mata is in again at quarterback. He was about to take off to the far side of the field. They were called for a false start. So they will march them back 5 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 10. Back at the 43. Mata goes, nope, he's back in there. That's an interesting quarterback exchange they've got going on. Mark Mata is now lined up as a receiver.
Yeah, and it's really hard when they come to the line. It's hard for you to get set up on defense, to make adjustments. Sometimes we see the defense moving around. When they come to the line, it just makes it a little more tough.
And if the Warriors, they've had a couple of snap issues because of this quick to the line. There's a delay. Oh, the nice sluggo route run by number 2. That was Mark Mata. He had Peyton Surratt. No, sorry, that's for us. He had Keon Willis fooled and ran right by him after that stop and go. And thankfully, the ball was just a little bit overthrown there by Landon Burr. And so it's going to be 4th down for the Warriors. Punt.
You would think, but it is kind of in that territory where it's borderline.
And it looks like they've still got the offense out there. There's receiver left, receiver right. Giles still lined up right there at the center spot, and he rolls out to the right. And they're trying to draw a man offside, and they do. 53, that's Johnny Morin that jumped off sides. That's only 5, though.
Yeah, you really got to be just a little more aware there what they're trying to do. They did good on the first drive. They tried to catch him off guard on that short situation, and they held strong. This time they just got caught jumping.
So 4th down, 5 yards to go in these shorter yard situations on these crucial downs. So far, they've put in Mark Mata to get the first down. They still have the offense out, 2 receivers right, Giles right there behind, in front of or behind the center, depending on how you look at it. He rolls out. It's Burr as the quarterback. He is trying to get the Rangers to jump outside again. This time, a little more discipline, and a timeout is taken by the Warriors. We'll take a quick timeout and hear a word from our sponsors. You are watching the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
And we're back with Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Coming out of this timeout, there is 8:51 on the clock. 3 timeouts left still for the Rangers. Only 1 for the Warriors. So far, the Ranger defense gave up a lot of yards on that first drive for the Warriors, but not much since then, and they did hold them on a crucial 4th down. Here comes the Warriors back out onto the field, and Landon Burr is right there at quarterback. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. They have not lined up their center, and Giles usually stands right there on the ball with him. This time everybody goes all at once. Burr handing off to the fullback. He gets a couple of yards, but he's short. That is another 4th down stand for the Rangers. He got about 3 on the carry, but that's not enough. There is a Warrior down on the field. That's number 55, Landon Pangle. Landon Pangle down, and he's holding, well, I don't want to speculate, but it looks like he's holding around the knee region. Hopefully he's okay. Rolling around in a little bit of pain. So the coaching staff and the athletic staff, the training staff are going to go take a look at him and take care of him for just a moment. And we'll take this as a good opportunity for a break. We will be back in just a minute and check on the status of Mr. Pangle. You're watching Ranger Football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Hey, you left your backpack downstairs.
Oh, thanks. Kids these days, I've been taking away vapes to help friends quit.
Nice try, kiddo. We're gonna have to talk about this.
There's no such thing as a perfect moment, so don't wait for one.
Can we talk?
Sure. Start the conversation at talkabouttobacco.com.
We are back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Pangle walking off under his own power. He looked a little ginger when he first got up, assesses himself. You know, sometimes you stand up. I've torn my ACL a couple of times. And I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm not saying that. There is no speculation going on here. But sometimes you stand up with a knee injury after that. If you've had one in the past, you feel it and you go, ooh, I don't like that. That feels weird. But then you start walking and you go, okay, maybe it's actually not that bad. And you start and you end up being okay. Hopefully that's the case for Mr. Pangle. Hopefully he's all right. Gancars and the Rangers come to the ball. The snap, the handoff to Bowler. He has some misdirection, makes a man miss. He breaks another tackle, pulling guys forward to the 40-yard line is Lonnie Bowler with the power run. It's going to be a 5-yard gain on the carry. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and what a great job there. He had 2 Warriors coming at him that were kind of in good position, and he just kind of gets out of their way and is able to turn his feet and pick up 5 on 1st down. That was a good run.
Great blocking by the Nathan Hale offensive line. That's Isaiah Harris, Samir Williams, Johnny Morin, Justin Price, and Anthony Perry. Want to make sure we say all the names for the moms and grandmas, and there is a long pass, and it's caught! Oh my, Keon Willis ran right past his defender. That was Kevin Cerna. What a throw and catch for the Rangers. 1st down. A big conversion.
Yeah,
that's 23 yards on the catch.
That's got to give your quarterback a lot of confidence and a huge momentum boost. It was kind of funny how it came out. He took the ball and he kind of chucked it downfield. Didn't take much time thinking about it. I think he knew what he was wanting to try to do there, and it turned into a huge play.
Brett Gancars, the transferred quarterback in from Jinx, hands off this time to Sherrard Boyd. He's looking left. He cuts back right. A stiff arm as he goes out of bounds, and he will not be stopped. Number 12 for the Warriors was trying. That's Marcel Hawkins. It's going to take a little bit more arm strength than that to pull these Ranger running backs down. Nice run there by Sherrard Boyd.
Yeah, and a really good job, and something we saw last week in the scrimmage was the patience of the running backs, waiting for their blocks, not just hitting the hole hard every time. Sometimes you want to do that. Sometimes you want to wait for your blockers.
LaRon Johnson, the tight end, coming in now. He gets a block on the near side, and there are flags. Bowler ran in for the touchdown, but there's going to be a hold called here.
You hate to see it.
And I think that was LaRon Johnson as he came across. He was motioning from the near side to the far side, gets a good secured blindside block, but I think he held on a little too long is what they're going to call. There is a hold. It is against the Rangers. In high school football, they don't tell us what number it is. But that's going to move it back a few yards. Fortunately, the hold happened in front of the line, so there's only 3-yard loss on the play. It's 2nd and 13.
Yeah, could have been a lot worse. The key thing here is to just regain your composure. You thought you just scored a touchdown, but now you're having to face the next down.
I like pulling Bowler out there. Give him a breath just a minute. Boyd goes back in. He misses the first one. The second one misses, and he goes out of bounds. Pushed out of bounds rather by number 2. That's Mark Mata. Mark Mata, 6 foot, 185, senior there, making the tackle for Glenpool. No gain on, maybe a gain of 1 on the carry, so it's going to be 3rd and 12, but that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, and that's one thing about that holding penalty that sets you back. Makes everything a little more tight, right? You only pick up a few yards. It sets up a 3rd and long, and it really puts your offense in a precarious situation.
Timeout for the Rangers. We'll keep it here as they get ready for a pretty big 3rd down and 12. Going into their end zone from the 29-yard line. This is a big opportunity for the Rangers to get their first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, really big opportunity. And you got to think almost that it's 2-down territory probably. You'd probably go for it in a 4th down situation. So, you don't feel like you have to get all, 12 or 13 yards, whatever it is, on 3rd down. It's great if you do. Great if you can pick that up. But if not, you have that 4th down play in your back pocket. So, see what you can draw up, see what you can call in, and see if you can at least pick up some yards to set up a 4th and short, if not get the first down.
I'm not sure exactly what transpired, but the Glenpool coach, that's Peyton Warner, is giving an earful to the head referee. So they're going to talk it over. You can see them talking there now on your screen. Not sure exactly what was said, but he said, hey, I didn't like that, and I would like you to fix it. I'm sure those were the exact words he used.
Exactly.
As a former coach myself, I've had a few of those conversations with officials, and that's how I tell it after I've had any of those conversations. I just said, hey, I didn't like that. I'd like you to change it just a little bit, sir. We know these officials are doing a very good job. We appreciate all of our officials here across the state. And so far, I got to say, I don't have much to complain about. Gancar's in the shotgun. Boyd to his left. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. The snap. He's looking. He comes over the middle, and he's got his man. That's number 4, Janai Franklin, breaking forward before he is brought down. Also by number 4, that was Grayson Rogers. Nice cut inside there by Janai Franklin.
Yeah, really good play call, and it looked like he lost the ball there at the end of the play, but the referee on the far side was ruling him down, thankfully. So there was a scramble there, but didn't matter because his knee touched first.
And I think that was the right call. It looked like he was down to me, at least from here. We're a little bit further up than they are, so it's good to know that my eyes are still working pretty well. I'm getting older, about to have a birthday, so.
How about that?
Yeah, still have those at my age. The snap. There looked like a little bit of motion on the offensive line. There is a flag. I thought they were going to call a false start. They're going to go ahead instead and call a hold. That's going to be on the interior of the offensive line. I think that was Samir Williams that got caught there, just holding on a little bit extra long.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We've seen a few holding penalties tonight, and it really can set your offense at a really big disadvantage. Now, last time they were able to overcome it, right? We saw that big third down conversion that was huge, setting you up, looked like you're about to score, and now you're outside the red zone.
You know, one of the things that you like maybe a little bit, this is typically only when you're inside the 10 or the 5-yard line, is you get cramped. It becomes harder to execute in such a small window, and so you like backing up a little bit. 20, going back to the 22, not ideal, obviously. It's going to be first, and it is a little bit longer than 15, it looks like to me. And the snap. He's looking for Bowler, and he is sacked. Gankars goes down. Oh, man. That was Skyland Sanders on the play. Austin Klein was also in there for the assist. And that's going to back him up even further. It's second and pretty long. Not as long as we saw in that McLean scrimmage. There was a second and what was it, 48?
Yeah, I think you said second in Catoosa, right?
That
was
right.
The line.
That's about as far as you can. I think that's as far as I've ever seen in a game. Thankfully, it was just a scrimmage. Gankar's coming to the line. He's got Bowler to his left, Franklin and Hunt out to the left. They didn't like. They were having a miscommunication on who was supposed to go where. Hunt looked like he wasn't sure exactly where he was supposed to be lined up. They're going to take a timeout, and why not? You can't take them with you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. See if you can't, get your guys in position to see where you need to be and make a play.
5:22 on the clock. One timeout for each team. It's 2nd and 27. And you may not have had a play for 2nd and 3rd and 48. But 2nd and 27 is not that bad. I did, one of the things I talked to Coach about was there was a 4th down early in the McLean scrimmage where he decided to punt instead of going for it. He said normally, and I've known him a long time, he said normally I would have gone for it. He just wasn't quite sure at that moment if the team, it's their first scrimmage, their first time getting under the lights. He wasn't sure how they would respond in that situation on offense. And he thought, let's see what our defense can do. Let's give him a shot. Normally, I would expect to see the lights starting to come on by now as the sun is starting to set out to the west. No lights yet. Gankar's in the shotgun. Bowler to his left. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. The snap. He's looking towards Franklin. He's trying to make a man miss. He has another one and brings him down. Is Lane Giles. That's another sack for the Warriors. And the one thing I heard from Coach with 2 guards down is we have to play quick ball. We have to get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible. And it's just taken a little bit too long for the play to develop right now.
Yeah, and that's the challenge, right? We've seen the line have some breakdowns in communication, or sometimes you just get beat, and it really throws the play off, puts your quarterback in a precarious situation. But you like to see those short throws, but when you're in longer situations, you need to take shots down the field sometimes.
London Hunt all the way out to the outside. He's looking towards the inside and cuts back to Sherrard Boyd, who is not able to make his man miss. That's Skyland Sanders for a tackle for loss. And a really good break for the Warriors, able to make a hold here. And I feel pretty confident that the Rangers are going to punt here. And just checked down maybe a little bit too early. That's part of getting sacked twice, is he had Franklin breaking out over the middle with a lot of green grass in front of him. Probably quick kick here.
Yeah, looks like it, and it's the quarterback like we talked about.
Yep, he's lined back pretty far, and there he goes, just pooching it, trying to – oh, and that's a good bounce. Franklin maybe caught it just a little bit early, but he doesn't want to take a chance of going to the end zone. That's all right. That's going to be 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line for the Glenpool Warriors. And if I'm the defensive coordinator for the Rangers, I'm dialing up every bit of pressure I've got right now.
Yeah, you gotta be licking your chops, so to speak, at this opportunity. And how about that punt? I mean, just a perfect spiral on the ball, causing it to bounce and sit and not go into the end zone. I mean, that's very difficult to do. There's some folks in the college and pro world that always want to see that kick, and here we see it at the high school level, and sets up your defense in really a great situation.
Very well done. If Mr. Gankars does not have a future at the next level at quarterback, I dare say punter might be in his future. Maybe not. Giles standing over the center. 3:47 to go. Play clock ticking down at 20. Warriors spin into formation, and they're under center, handing off to the fullback. And it's stopped. He is making a few yards. First man in there looked like number 6 for the Rangers. And that is Sherrard Boyd in there for the tackle. That was number 10, Austin Klein, on the carry, lined up at fullback. But he does make 5 yards. And that's going to be second and, call it 6. 2nd and 4. Giles right there in front of the center. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. They spin in, and Burr is under center. Hands off again to the fullback. This time it's number 3. That's King Beeks, making a few guys. Well, he just had a lot of open field there in front of him before his first contact there.
Yeah, and when that handoff happens so quickly, it's almost impossible to adjust unless you're right there in position at just right after the snap. They just take the ball and they go so quickly. And the offensive line did a good job, opening up holes for them. But got to find a way to get in position and be able to react to that.
So from the 3-yard line to the 21, off of that King Beeks, big carry there. They're under center. Burr looking outside. Oh, they fake the screen and then throw to number 4, and it is caught at the 40-yard line. A gain of about 20 as Grayson Rogers goes up for that one. And there was some pretty good coverage in the area. That looked like number 14, Devin Kennedy, but he wasn't able to elevate or locate the ball, something, because he was right there able to make a play.
Yeah, it was really, really unfortunate the way it happened. The ball was in the air for a long time. So as you were saying, I mean, you'd like to be able to be there and in position for next time.
Burr in the pistol and fakes the handoff, rolling outside. Nice pass across the middle of the field, threw it across his body. And that is number 5, Lane Giles, getting the catch. Number 20 for the Rangers making the stop. And that's going to be LaRon Johnson. But not before a big pass and catch for the Warriors. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line.
Yeah, and the defense has got to find a way to kind of settle down here a little bit. You've given up some yards, some first downs, but settle in there and get a stop.
Burr throwing outside, this time to number 1. Tries to make a man miss. That was London Hunt on the coverage. Kevin Cerna, big catch there again. And the Warriors are marching, only 1:36 on the clock, as they look like they've got enough time to do something here. Rangers need to make a stop right here.
Yeah, you've gotten 2 big stops from your defense so far here in the first half. You'd like to get another one. We still don't know if Glenpool has a kicker, but
Burr with the handoff inside. That's McIntosh. Carries a couple of guys with him. He's going to get a few. The question is how many. Brought down by number 23. That's Will Williams. And a gain of just 2. So it's going to be 2nd and 8. Clock running. It's at 50 now. Burr, the snap. Looking. He's got plenty of time. Throws. He's got a man. That's number 2 right across the middle. That's Mark Mata. First contact there was by Devin Kennedy. Wasn't able to bring him down initially. And Mata got a couple of extra yards before being brought down.
Yeah, and that was just a great throw, and he really had too much time to throw as the defense looking at it. You got to be able to put some pressure on him.
Handoff this time to McIntosh. And there's a flag on the play. Looks like he got a couple of yards there on the carry. Zay McIntosh. Good break from outside to in. But that is going to be a face mask on the defense pulling him down. Well, you know, if there's a bright side to the situation, it's that you can only go half the distance now. It's not a full 15.
Yeah, and we talked about earlier being disciplined with your hands on defense, not grabbing for that face mask. Sometimes it happens, but you really got to watch your hands, especially when you get in those piles. Those referees are still watching for any signs of any sort of face mask grabbing or anything like that.
And as you get tired, it makes it even harder. Mata under center. He's trying to push forward. That's a quarterback sneak. The pile is moving, but he is stopped. Referee looks like he is at the 2-yard line, so a couple of extra yards, and I'm assuming they're taking a timeout. Yeah, he's trying to call one. The Glenpool coach is hot right now. He was yelling for a timeout, and they didn't see him initially. We'll see if they put any extra time on the clock. That's their last timeout. We'll keep it here. Just a 16.2 seconds left on the clock. Only 3 yards to the end zone, so it is 2nd and goal.
And credit the defense there on that last play. Anytime you get into that almost tush-push situation where you got a big pile and everybody's trying to push to their side, it can be really challenging, especially when you get close to the goal line. Obviously, you're not talking about huge yardage that's needed for the offense. So credit the Rangers that time, preventing him from getting into the end zone. But it looks like you're going to have to do it again here from about the 2-yard line. So, that same kind of mentality. You don't want to give up a touchdown right here before half. You want to try to see if you can make a stand.
Yeah, and the reason you put in Mark Mata right here is Landon Burr's 5'10", 170 as a senior. That's not super tall. That's not super big. Mark Mata is 6 foot 185. That's not a lot more, but he also plays linebacker. That's just a little bit bigger, a little extra size, and enough to get you a couple of yards. And now that's all you need. The thing you have to worry about is you start putting all the big uglies out there, and that's not what I'm calling them. That's just their name. and it puts danger on the rollout, play action pass, some fake, and now you have the outside of the field wide open.
Yeah, you got to watch that. A lot of times you're thinking run, and then they pull something out from their sleeve.
So number 5 under center now, that's Lane Giles, and he tries to go forward, and he does. Barreling down for a Glenpool Warrior touchdown with 15 seconds left on the clock. And we have our first score of the game, 6-0 Warriors. As they line up in an interesting formation, we assume they will probably just bring everybody to the center. Everybody's got their different lineups that they do now. Mata is the quarterback right here. And no, they just go ahead and snap it. There's men all over the place, and number 4 catches it. That was Grayson Rogers. The Rangers were not ready for that. And so that's going to be a 2-point conversion on the play. 8-0 Warriors. And only 15 seconds to go. We will take just a quick break, and we'll be right back after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Son, are you vaping? I don't know.
Cut!
I'm not sure if I'm getting that line right. I sound nervous.
No, you're fine. You had it. Just use it.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. You're overthinking it. Just let him know that you care. Start the conversation and let him take over.
Okay.
All right, everyone, back to your spots. Back to your spots. Here we go.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start the conversation. Visit talkabouttobacco.com for help talking to your kids.
We are back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. You are watching Nathan Hale Ranger football as the Glenpool Warriors just scored a long drive, several big plays, a couple of big runs by fullbacks, some big passes. Landon Burr making a lot of noise before it was finally punched in by number 5, Lane Giles. It is 8-0. Only 15 seconds left to go. And the Rangers are thinking onside kick. Now they step back. Only 15 seconds left. You're up 8-0. I would try it. And they do. And the whistles are going. The ball clearly went more than 10 yards before there was contact. There's a flag on the play. I don't think that was bad contact by Glenpool.
Yeah, it looked like someone called for a fair catch. I don't know if that was the reason the ref threw the flag. I don't know.
The officials are debating right now what to call. You already stopped the play before anyone could recover. Mm-hmm. So at this point, you have to make a call, either re-kick, kick-catch interference is the call against the Warriors. So it'll be 1st down and 10, but we'll see exactly where they mark it, because the flag was thrown right there where they're at the 41-yard line. 42, rather. But where will the penalty yardage be assessed?
Yeah, and it looks like they're having that discussion now with the coaching staff. We'll see what ends up happening. Kind of a weird situation that just transpired. It was kind of hard to figure it all out.
They should march some yardage off. Yep, they're calling the kick-catch interference on Glenpool. 1st down. But this should be a 15-yard penalty, I believe, which has not yet been assessed. And he's saying, yep, move the ball. All right, here we go. You know, and at first, with only 15 seconds left, you get the ball at your own 40. You're thinking, maybe we just run this thing into the half. Now you're at their 43. The thoughts change. Now it's time to score. You've got enough time and a timeout left. Gankars is in the shotgun, 3 to his right, 1 to his left. He's looking Franklin. He's got too many men on coverage. He has plenty of time, though. Throwing, and it is just missed to the inside. That was number 18, Trevin Hawkins, the senior, 5'10", 170, trying to make the play, the throw just a little bit inside, a little behind him by Gankars. But if he'd thrown him in stride, it would have been intercepted. They had receiver very good coverage on the play there.
Yeah, and you got to love the aggressiveness here, you know, as you were talking about, you know, with 15 seconds left, you know, taking the shot down the field, you get that penalty. You get in pretty good position, still have that timeout. So, there's no going into half. Let's try to get some points.
And Ginkars's arm is not insane. I would throw it short, take a timeout. And there's the throw over the middle. Get down, young man, get down. Timeout is called with 0.4 seconds on the clock. What a play. Wow. Stretching over to the far side of the field, that was number 1, Keon Willis.
By Ranger number 1, Keon Willis.
0.4 seconds on the clock when he went down. And I guarantee you that Coach Jones walked over to the line judge and said, hey, listen, as soon as he goes down, you call a timeout. Because he's on a cane, he's not running all the way down there.
That's right. And that's got to be so hard as a young wide receiver, right? You make a catch, you got some space, you're wanting to try to make something happen, and then at the same time you're looking at the clock, focusing on that. You have the timeout left. Coach is looking, watching that clock. So really amazing how all that turned out, to leave a little bit of time left for one more play inside the red zone to try to maybe tie this thing up going into half.
I think that's Xavier Yargi that's in there in the huddle right now without a jersey on. I can't quite tell. There's a young man down there in all black, and he has been in the huddle trying to hype everybody up. That's what you need as that sideline leader. If you can't play right now, do whatever you can to get everybody in the game. Let them know. Coach him up, big fella.
Yeah, absolutely. Get in there, give him some encouragement, be there for your teammates. That's what it's all about.
Sherrard Boyd is in there right now. 2 receivers near side. One to the far side is Franklin. They like his speed. And they're coming out here. Franklin stretching over the field. Oh, they throw it to the other way. And that's Lonnie Bowler with a big hit on him. And I think that was Skyland Sanders on the hit there. Bowler dropped the ball. And, man, they had Janai Franklin cutting all the way back over the end zone. Just a second longer, and he would have been wide open for a Ranger touchdown.
Yeah, that was really close. Obviously, you're trying to get some points here before half. You're on, your final play, less than a second left on the clock. I do like the idea of trying to hit that crosser, going back across the other way when everybody's coming to the near side. But unfortunately, just wasn't able to work out, and now you got to go in and kind of reassess things as you go into the second half.
So we're going to take a break for a few minutes here at halftime. It is 8-0. Warriors are ahead. We will be back in just a few moments. Here, you are watching Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, PayMe Checking puts real money right into your account when you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. PayMe Checking, the free account that pays you only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
What you looking at?
Nothing. They're searching for answers. It's time you start the conversation.
Can I talk to you about some stuff?
Find tips for talking with your kids about vaping at talkabouttobacco.com.
Son, are you vaping? I don't know.
Cut!
I'm not sure if I'm getting that line right. I sound nervous.
No, you're fine. You had it. Just use it.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, you're overthinking it. Just let him know that you care. Start the conversation and let him take over.
Okay.
All right, everyone. crew, back to your spots, back to your spots. Here we go.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start the conversation. Visit talkabouttobacco.com for help talking to your kids.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Hey, you left your backpack downstairs.
Oh, thanks. Kids these days, I've been taking away vapes to help friends quit.
Nice try, kiddo. We're gonna have to talk about this.
There's no such thing as a perfect moment, so don't wait for one.
Can we talk?
Sure. Start the conversation at talkabouttobacco.com.
Take your drive and passion to the next level at SWOSU. More than 100 fields of study, including career-ready options in pharmacy, nursing, education, and hands-on with engineering technology. Scholarships, tutoring, and advising, along with professors who know your name. At SWOSU, we have your back. Scan the QR code or visit swosu.edu. Find your program. Find your people. Go Dogs! Take your drive and passion to the next level at SWOSU. More than 100 fields of study, including career-ready options in pharmacy, nursing, education, and hands-on with engineering technology. Scholarships, tutoring, and advising, along with professors who know your name. At SWOSU, we have your back. Scan the QR code or visit swosu.edu. Find your program. Find your people. Go Dogs!
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, PayMe Checking puts real money right into your account when you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. PayMe Checking, the free account that pays you only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
You're both already searching for answers when it comes to vaping. It's time you talk, and we can help. Find support and tips for talking with your kids at talkabouttobacco.com.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Son, are you vaping? I don't know.
Cut!
I'm not sure if I'm getting that line right. I sound nervous.
No, you're fine. You had it. Just use it.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. You're overthinking it. Just let him know that you care. Start the conversation and let him take over.
Okay.
All right, everyone, back to your spots. Back to your spots. Here we go.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start the conversation. Visit talkabouttobacco.com for help talking to your kids.
Hey, you left your backpack downstairs. Oh, thanks. Kids these days, I've been taking away vapes to help friends quit.
Nice try, kiddo. We're gonna have to talk about this.
There's no such thing as a perfect moment, so don't wait for one.
Can we talk?
Sure. Start the conversation at talkabouttobacco.com.
And we are back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network from Eastside Stadium in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where it is the end of halftime as the Nathan Hale Rangers are down 8-0 right now on the Glenpool Warriors. Glenpool scoring on a long drive, a couple of big-time handoffs to fullbacks to get off of their own 3-yard line, remembering that's where that drive began, and stretching the ball all the way down and getting a touchdown off of two very, very big catches. And finally, a score by number 5. That was Lane Giles. I'm Jeff Johns alongside Joshua Sherem. Josh, what do they need to improve upon here in the second half?
Yeah, I think offensively, the thing you got to improve on is eliminate the mistakes. There were so many penalty calls that we call drive killers because they put your offense at a disadvantage. It backs you up, it puts you in second, third, and long situations, and that's just not where you want to be. You want to have a sustained drive. There have been some great moments, certainly on the ground. I think both running backs have done a tremendous job, and we've seen some good throws as well from Gankars. So, how can they put it all together? Put it all together in a drive and put some points on the board. And then I think defensively, it's really just trying to adjust to what Glenpool is doing. There's a lot of misdirection. There's a lot of, formations, just from the very beginning of the night. The offensive line isn't set up. They're kind of in a huddle formation. And then they sprint to the line, put your defense at a disadvantage. And so what can you do to improve on that, improve on the misdirection, the almost counter plays that they're running offensively to try to get off the field? The defense has done a pretty good job overall. Had a couple fourth down stops. So how can you build on that in the second half, I think was the discussion in the locker room.
I agree, and probably I think the coaches, obviously they're going to try as hard as they can in the third quarter, but I wonder if part of their mentality is if we can just stay close, if it's still 8-0 going into the fourth quarter, we're good, because you've got 3 guys coming back in the fourth quarter that have not been able to play so far. So if it's close and you're going into the fourth quarter, you're suddenly getting some big guys back. Not only are they your starters, but they're fresh. So it looks really good if you're trying to find a bright spot. Plenty of things to improve upon. I thought when the Rangers threw the ball, there were opportunities. Sometimes getting the ball out quicker was the issue. Sometimes being patient and waiting for the right window. And so this is really what you're trying to get Brett Gankars, who's transferring over from Jinx, to figure out this system with line shifts, with players out and in. When can I hold it? When can I throw it? That's a lot to ask for a junior quarterback.
Yeah, it is a lot to ask him, and he's been under pressure quite a bit tonight, and that's kind of caused him, I think, to maybe second guess at times. And so I think from an offensive standpoint, obviously continuing with the running backs who've shown that they have tremendous ability to really score at any moment. They had one called back in the first half because of a holding penalty. But how can you get your quarterback kind of settled down, get him in a rhythm, maybe get some quick throws? We saw them try to do that in the first half. We saw some screen plays, saw some quick passes out of the backfield. And then we saw some shots down the field as well. We saw some passes over the middle. There was the big long pass on that one drive here on the near side, deep down the field that was completed. So, how can you eliminate those plays that get blown up, and how can you restore confidence and momentum to your quarterback?
And for the defense, for Nathan Hale, it has to the answer has to come with how do you take care of Kevin Cerna? Number one, how do you get him not open? I mean, at this point, this is the only guy they're really throwing to. I don't know if triple coverage is the answer, but he's a big kid. He's 6'5", or 6'5". He's 6 foot, and right now they're answering him with Devin Kennedy, who is a great defensive back, but he's 5'10". He's a little bit smaller, and it shows when you're matched up in those alignments. A couple of times, Cerna was able to get a push off for a little bit extra separation. He's just a little more physical. He's a little taller, a little bit bigger, and he's able to get those isolations. So you have to make sure that there's at least a second guy there when that's the only person they've thrown to. The good news for the Rangers is you get the ball to start the second half. So if there's going to be an answer, it's got to happen right now.
Yeah, really great. This is a great opportunity to come out of the halftime break after all those discussions about what went right, what went wrong in the first half. Great opportunity to put your offense on the field first and try to put some points on the board. And if you can get the 2-point conversion, try to tie it up. So this game has a long way to go.
Little miscommunication about who is supposed to be on what end of the field. That's all right. It's the first game. And they are getting ready to kick. We'll see what the Warriors do here. They have already attempted an onside kick. Third quarter. Is underway. Short kick, high, and it's down at the 31-yard line. There's nobody on it, and it is recovered by the Rangers. So their first down will begin. It looked like it was recovered by the Rangers. There's a player down.
Yeah, player down.
I can't tell what number that is, but I think that was the man that recovered it. Oh, man, and you hate to see players down like this. It bounced over the initial guy's head. He looked back. I think this is who it was. It bounced over his head. He looked back to see if anybody was there to get it. He saw that there was no one close enough and had to turn and rush to jump down on the ball to get it in time. And, boy, he got popped when he was laying down on that ball.
Yeah, all the Warriors were coming for him, coming for that ball, because that's a live ball on a kickoff, and it looked like it may have, if it took a bounce, it looked like it was headed out of bounds. So, he may have thought that someone was behind him there, and then realized at the last second there wasn't. So heads up play by him. To jump on it and secure the ball, but been good to see him running off.
And he is up. That is Sherrard Boyd. And you hate to see that kid go down. He's limping just a little bit. There's just a little limp on his left leg. Or maybe I think it's his right leg. That's just not quite easy enough. And here come the Rangers out on offense. Gankars in the shotgun. Bowler to his right. We got two receivers to the near side. The snap, he's looking, and he's got a man, and just through his hands, that was Trevin Hawkins. He had 8 yards if he'd caught it. The pass was right on target. There was coverage in the area by Grayson Rogers, but it's just a drop pass. Tough luck there for the Rangers on first down. Coming out swinging, I like to see it.
Yeah, I like that play call, and it was almost executed perfectly, but just went through his hands. A little bit outside throw.
Gankars standing on the 25, hands off to Bowler, who gets hit in the backfield and makes a man miss. He's still going. He's got grass in front of him. He could keep going. He's all the way down to the 36-yard line. They marked him back at the 39. What a run by Lonnie Bowler. And they need to watch this because, number one, Keon Willis turned back, and he thought better of it, but he almost had a crackback block, and that would have brought that whole thing right back. It stands. Nothing was called. Nice play by the Rangers, but watch those crackback blocks. If you are looking at your own end zone, they will throw the flag. Careful on that one, young man. Gankars in the shotgun. It's still Bowler. He throws. It's tipped. Caught by Willis. Nice concentration there by Willis after it was tipped by number one. That was Kevin Cerna making plays on defense now.
Yeah, and that was a really two good heads-up plays. I mean, first Gankars sees the pressure coming there from the far side, able to get it out quick. Unfortunately, it was tipped, but then the receiver comes up and still makes the catch and still is able to get 6 yards out of that. I mean, what a great heads-up play. It's not how you would draw it up in practice, so to speak, but you gotta make it work.
2nd and 4 here for the Rangers. Boyd's back out there. Good news. Hands off to Bowler, though, on the other side. Bowler bringing 3 men down with him, and that's a first down, Rangers.
Yeah, and I love that blocking formation here on the near side. Hats on hats, making plays, and then let your running back go to work and pick up the first down.
Bowler sitting down when he gets to the sideline. He limped off just a little bit. The one thing that Coach told me is he said, we don't just have 2 good running backs. We have 4. So we haven't seen all of them yet. Boyd is in there right now. Bowler sitting down, and he's going to make his way to the training bench, I believe. Handoff. Nope. Held on to it. Thrown, and oh my gosh. Dropped there by London Hunt. Oh, man. He had number 10, Austin Klein, coming up behind him. I don't know if he heard footsteps, but he had a few extra yards after he'd caught that because there was some grass in front of him.
Yeah, and it was a good decision, I think, to keep the ball and to make the pass down the field, but just unfortunate that it wasn't able to be capitalized on. They weren't able to connect. Now brings up second down.
I'll give you an update on Bowler here in just a moment. Gankars takes the snap, hands off to Boyd, who's met in the backfield. Boy, that's big number 55 for the Warriors. That's Landon Pengel,
The play is stopped by Warrior,
who went
number
down
55,
earlier.
Landon Pengel.
Looks like he's feeling all right.
Yeah, I would say so. And that time, the offensive line just wasn't able to get in position there, and the Warriors took advantage for the big stop in the backfield.
It's going to be 3rd down and 13. They're calling it 3rd and 42 on the scoreboard. That is not correct. It's third and 12 is what they're going to call it. I believe it is 13, though. Boyd in there. Bubble screen out to Boyd. He's got a lot of room. He can make someone miss. Brought down. That's a really good open field tackle there by Austin Klein. Boyd was, he's a shifty guy, and he had a lot of speed going on there out to the outside. A quick update on Lonnie Bowler. I saw him getting stretched out over here on the sidelines. And that's what happens when you're playing in 90-degree weather day after day, 100-degree weather when you're practicing. You just cannot get enough water in you. Cramps start to happen. I suspect we will see more of them. I hope not. Get a little pickle juice in that young man because they're going to need Bowler going forward. It looks like it's a timeout for the Rangers. Franklin's frustrated. Looks like they were having trouble getting lined up. It's 4th down and 7 to go from the 25-yard line of the Warriors. Short field. I got to imagine you go for it right here. It's not an emergency situation, but the defense has been good, not great. You figure, let's go for it here, see what happens, and give our defense a shot if we don't make it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you go for it here. It's really kind of a take your pick, I guess, on what you call here. We've seen some good downfield passes. We've seen some drop passes on this drive as well. But we've seen some good formations, and obviously we've seen some good runs too. I don't know if you'd run from 4th and 7, but these backs have the ability to pick it up. So.
I did hear Coach say they've not run Gankars as much as he would like or can, but he has some speed on him as well. So if he does not see something, he might roll out and try to make his own way. I have to believe that they're looking at Janai Franklin, who's here on the near side, the slot position of your screen. Gankars takes the snap. He's looking. The pass, and it's Franklin. It's caught. He makes a man miss. Another one pulling guys down at the 4-yard line. 1st and goal for the Rangers.
Yeah, great pitch and catch there. Just how you draw it up, and that was a beautiful route. There was no one really around him, and really heads-up play you could almost see him make sure that he caught that ball before he turned and ran for the extra yardage. And in a fourth down situation like that, you got to make sure you catch it before you think about getting any extra yards or trying to score. So good job.
You know, I don't want to toot my own horn in this situation, but someone in this booth called Franklin on that one. Gancar's turning, handing to Boyd, and everybody in white knew who was getting the ball. They broke through. It was a little bit of a jailbreak, and unfortunately, Boyd got caught up in that one.
Yeah, and great penetration there by Glenpool on that first down play. It's kind of like a first down and short situation. You expect the run near the goal line, and they were ready for it.
Loss of 3, which I think is a generous spot, honestly. I thought he lost a little bit more than that. Gancars with Boyd in the backfield still. Rolling out to his left. He's got a little bit of room. He's being pulled down. He makes a few yards. It's not a touchdown. It looked to me like he was at the 2. They're spotting him at the 3. Pulled down by number 52. That's Eric Jackson.
And you talked about his scrambling ability just a little bit ago, and there we see it on display. Couldn't quite reach the end zone.
And there's a flag on the play. Holding against the Rangers. Boy, you talk about shooting yourself in the foot, and you're starting to run out of toes at this point.
Yeah, we talked about that at the break, about how those holding penalties can really just set you back. Now more whistles.
Yeah, and I don't think they were even set up yet. They're talking this over.
Yeah,
There's a lot of debating by the white and black right now. And they step up and say it needs to be moved further back. I didn't see any signal, no flag. Just walk it back a few yards. Why not? Still second goal from the 17-yard line. Gancar's looking. He's got a man. It's Franklin. Oh, my gosh. Franklin almost had the one-handed catch in the end zone. What a throw by Gancar's in between 3 defenders. Holy cow. He had Franklin, and it was just maybe just a couple of inches too far in front of him, and he wasn't quite able to make the catch. You know, we talked about cramps earlier. I said there would be more, and here's another one. There's a Warrior down right now, and the way they're stretching him out, that's cramps. It is just you always talk when there are cramps out there on the field about proper hydration and how you make sure that hydration has to start a week before the game starts, not on game day. When it's so hot that OSSAA says you can't even practice outside some days, there's not enough hydration in the world that's going to keep you from having some cramps on the field. And unfortunately, it just happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, you just have to do your best when it comes to that. Obviously, encourage the kids to stay hydrated. And when you're in long drive situations like this one here, that brings its own challenges for these players and trying to stay hydrated, especially when you have multiple plays in a row without much break, and it's just hard to stay on top of those things.
Yeah, and even if you're staying on top of it, sometimes it's just too much. 5 wide. Nope. 4 wide and a tight end for the Rangers. 3rd down. Gankars has some time. He's rolling out to the outside. He's got a man and just overthrows him. That's Keon Willis. Oh, man, if Willis was maybe an inch or two taller. He is 6'2", though, so maybe bring that ball down just a little bit. Rolling out, that's a hard pass to make. He had a man coming behind him, bringing pursuit. That was Grant Wells on pursuit. And he made the right throw. It was the right direction. Great movement out there by Willis, but not quite on the same page. And that's, it's first game. You're trying to get everybody on the same page. Again, 4 wide with a tight end. Gankars the snap. Rolling out. He's got pressure. He throws. It's Franklin. It's touchdown! Touchdown! Nathan Hale Rangers. And they have their first score of the new season.
And how about that conversion on 4th down? Going to the end zone. Great job by Gankars rolling out to the far side and making the throw. We saw the 3rd down pass just wasn't able to connect with the receiver. That time he was patient, waited for his guy to get open in the end zone, and he hit him for that big touchdown.
Nice play, breaking to the outside and then throwing the ball right back to the inside to Janai Franklin. Great throw by Brett Gankars. Great catch by Janai Franklin, getting open. And that is a Ranger touchdown. Well, happy first couple of weeks of school, kids. Nathan Hale, you've got yourself a football team. 4 wins last year. Let's just see how high they can soar this year. Coach said it before the season. He kept telling me this is a historic season that we are about to enter for the Nathan Hale Rangers. Unfortunately, we do have a man down for the Glenpool Warriors. I'm not seeing stretching right now necessarily. There are a lot of people around him, so it's hard to see if this is cramps or not.
Well, and that touchdown's got to feel good, right? I mean, they had opportunities in the first half to put points on the board, and so to convert a 4th down situation, do or die for this drive, with not much room to spare, to be able to get that in the end zone and get on the board. Now you're within 2. I don't know if they try to go for 2 here and tie it up or kick the extra point. We'll wait and see. But you have the opportunity in front of you, and obviously a lot of time left in this football game to try to take the lead if you don't get it, or if you do get it. Either way, you still have to take the lead.
Coach Jesse Jones is an aggressive play caller, and he works together with Coach Smith, figuring out what they're gonna what kind of plays they're gonna incorporate into the offense. He takes suggestions from the OC, Coach Smith, in game situations, but he calls the plays. So as a play calling head coach, he said he likes to be aggressive. He likes to stay aggressive. And I think down 2 right here, I think you're going to see Gankars in the offense go back out there. We'll see, though. Getting the play call, and here comes the offense. And Boyd is out there, but he is not. He's lined up in a slot. We talked about the possibility of this during that scrimmage of getting Boyd. He is quick, and so is Janai Franklin. I would look for one of those two cutting across the middle. They're cutting outside. Gankars has room. He's cutting in, and it's in. The 2-point conversion is in. Brett Gankars getting flipped around as he goes into the end zone. But the points are what matter. And with 8 minutes and 11 seconds left in the third quarter, it's a tie game.
I was just going to say, you got to love your quarterback putting it on the line there. We saw him get denied earlier, didn't quite get to the goal line, but now on that two-point conversion, he's able to just dive in there and tie it up.
We'll take a break right here. 8 minutes and 11 seconds left to go. You're watching Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Son, are you vaping? I don't know.
Cut!
I'm not sure if I'm getting that line right. I sound nervous.
No, you're fine. You had it. Just use it.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. You're overthinking it. Just let him know that you care. Start the conversation and let him take over.
Okay.
All right, everyone, back to your spots. Back to your spots. Here we go.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start the conversation. Visit talkabouttobacco.com for help talking to your kids.
We're back at Eastside Stadium where the Nathan Hale Rangers have just scored and hit the two-point conversion. Brett Gankars to Janai Franklin for 6, and then Brett Gankars taking it himself for 2 more. The Rangers are kicking off here to the Warriors, going from east to west across the stadium. Quick substitution. And here we go. The kick by, why not? Janai Franklin. Get your athletes in there. And it's kicked right to the up back, who makes some room. That was number 7, Peyton Surratt. We haven't seen a lot of action from him yet. He is the 5'6", 150 D-back and receiver. He's a senior. And he's got a little bit of speed. He took that ball and ran. He said, Coach, I've been waiting to get this ball all game.
Yeah, now, it's a great opportunity for your defense, who's played well tonight, outside of the one drive that resulted in points for Glenpool. So great opportunity here.
1st and 10 for the Warriors, rather. Handing off. It looks like McIntosh. He's covered by a host of Rangers in the backfield. My goodness, everybody got there on that one. It looked like it was led by maybe James Hutchins and Sherrard Boyd.
Yeah, and I like on defense, number 52, TJ Wells, there on the inside. I think he provided that initial kind of surge off the line, and the rest of the guys were able to come in and make the play. But he's been a great force there on the inside of the interior defense.
The Warriors line up quickly. Burr looking outside, throwing. That's Cerna. He gets hit early and pulled down by Janai Franklin. Of course, young man. Gets some on the defense as well. Nice pursuit and a gain of only 1. It's 3rd down and 9. My goodness, the Ranger defense showing up early here.
Yeah, that was such a great job of reacting, flying to the football, making the play out there in space. That play kind of took a little bit to develop. The pass was kind of high there to that far side, and that just allows the defense a little bit extra time to get into position.
Burr in the pistol, looking. Oh, it's dropped. Picked up by McIntosh. The pursuit is there. Kennedy gets blocked. Oh, Kennedy almost had the tackle. There was a really crucial block there by the Warriors. I think that was number 17, Liam Newton, getting the block. And, man, it was just in time because Kennedy was going to take him out there for only a 3-yard gain. Boyd tried to as well and eventually had the contact that pushed him out, but not before a Warrior first down.
Yeah, and he shot out of a cannon out there on that far side. He got the edge. It looked blown up there at first with the drop ball, and then he just took off.
Burr under center. Dropped again. Ball is loose. I can't tell who's got it. Both sides pointing. Hale has it. And first down, Rangers. The drop ball is recovered by LaRon Johnson. What a play, Rangers.
And the first takeaway of the season couldn't come at a better time. My goodness, you just tied it up coming out of halftime. You got the 2-point conversion. Now your defense steps up in a huge way to give the ball back to your offense in plus territory.
And with 6 minutes and 19 seconds left to go, obviously you'd love to score on this drive and every drive, but you've got, I can't stress this enough, not just fresh legs coming in the fourth quarter, your best fresh legs are coming in the fourth quarter. So a lot of relief is on the way for the Rangers. 6 minutes and 19 seconds left in the third. Gancar's looking for a signal. There's still plenty of time on the play clock. 30 seconds left. Coach Jones saying something to the linesman. Gancar's looking. He's got a man on the far side. That's Willis. He bobbles it and catches it. Nice catch by Keon Willis before being brought down by Grayson Rogers.
Looks like there's a flag there on that far side. I don't know what that is in the area of.
Oh, all the way across away from the ball. And it looks like it's going to go against the Rangers.
It looked like he signaled ineligible man downfield. It was hard to see.
Well, I was hoping he'd make a signal again. They went quickly. And that is a tough one, and that's part of having, some new guys in on the offensive line is that discipline of even when there's extra time and we're rolling out looking for a ball, you cannot go that far down. That you got to stay close. Gancar's with the snap. It's dropped. Boyd picks it up. He makes a couple yards on there, something out of nothing, and it looks like a gain of 2. It's going to be 2nd and 13. Still have not seen Bowler back in since stretching. Cramps hurt, man. I don't know if you've ever had cramps out there. They hurt really bad. And I think a lot of times they are made out to be like a kind of a wimpy thing, and if you go down and you're getting cramps, it's your fault. And it really, I cannot stress how much that hurt. He's getting both legs stretched out there right now. Goodness.
Yeah, you can't help it, right? It just goes into a spasm or whatever, and it's just it's man. And not only is it painful, but it can be very frustrating as well, especially when it keeps flaring up.
And it does. Once you start cramping, it will keep happening again and again and again. Once you start, it's very, very hard to get those to go away, which is probably why we haven't seen Bowler back out there. They have Sherrard Boyd. They figure, why take a chance? This is not a district game. But, okay, that's not Sherrard Boyd. I thought it was at first. That is, that's Lonnie Bowler. Just when I had said we hadn't seen him back out there, there he is, and there's more cramps. And that's just a rough spot for Lonnie Bowler to be in his first game.
And to go back to that last play real quick, it was a heads-up play. I know it only resulted in a short gain, but the quarterback wasn't able to handle the snap, and the running back just snatched it off the turf and took it straight and picked up a couple yards.
Gancar's with Boyd now in the backfield. Passes to Willis. Willis, and this is tough. Willis had coverage by Grayson Rogers. Austin Klein was running right at him. The ball was thrown so that he could catch it in stride. But he, if you watch, took a step back to avoid the hit. And I don't necessarily blame him because he was about to get tattooed
Yeah, we could see that clearly, how that was developing, and certainly heard the footsteps coming, so to speak.
He saw him. It was right in his face.
And that would not have ended well, I'm sure, if he caught that ball.
Yeah, if Willis had caught that ball, he would have woke up next week. As Gankars and the Rangers come back out, it's 3rd down, 13 to go. Pressure coming. Gankars has time, throws outside. It's Franklin again. Franklin cutting inside and out. He's still going. He's got grass. He will not get caught. Touchdown, Rangers. Oh, my. Janai Franklin making 3 men miss before just taking off for the end zone. Salute to Mr. Janai Franklin. What a game that young man is having.
Man, it almost leaves a man speechless. He catches the ball, a 3rd down situation. You're thinking just plow forward, pick up the 1st down. But he was thinking touchdown. Made a couple guys miss, made some moves to the inside, back to the outside, got that green grass in front of him, and took it to the house.
It's not a super large crowd here on the Nathan Hale side, but this is a school that has struggled for years and years. I mean, this is when in all the years that I've been doing high school broadcasting, this is just the name on the list that you can usually look up at and go, well, that was a win for whoever was playing them. This is not that Nathan Hale team. And I can tell you one thing that I learned earlier this week is that in their history, Nathan Hale has played Glenpool a lot of times. They play almost every year. They have never, in their school history, beaten the Glenpool Warriors. And they're up right now 14-8. Do you kick the field goal or go for 2 again?
That's a good question. I guess we'll find out here shortly. Looks like they may kick it. I don't know.
Gankars is in. Is he a kicker?
I thought I saw a placeholder, a tee.
Yeah. Yeah, right. My goodness. I think Willis is the holder there. Gankars. Oh, and it's a dropped. Oh, no, they fumbled it. Ah. A botched snap by, well, the snap was okay, but the hold was no good by Willis. Couldn't get it down, and Gankars, and they panicked. And so they will not get the field goal there. But, man, we're talking about athletes taking the field. Gankars punts, he throws, he runs, he apparently kicks. And it is currently 14-8 with 5:32 left in the 3rd quarter. You are watching Ranger football right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
My friend got a new vape and I thought I'd try it. And I have some favorite flavors and safe options.
You need to know when it comes to coping with anxiety in high school. First, do vapes help?
Okay, so vaping, is it actually bad for you?
You're both already searching for answers when it comes to vaping. It's time you talk, and we can help. Find support and tips for talking with your kids at talkabouttobacco.com.
And we're back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network, coming out of another touchdown for the Rangers. The short throw to Janai Franklin, making 3 men miss before running 30 yards into the end zone. And then a failed extra point attempt on the botched hold. And now the kick by Willis. Way out there. It's returned to the 29 before being, oh my gosh, what a hit by Sherrard Boyd. And there are flags on the bench, I believe, of Nathan Hale as number 23 for the Warriors. That was Jude Pagan. Came off to the sideline. I didn't see what happened. Somebody touched him, talked to him, said something. Somebody did something over here on the sidelines, and I bet that's going to be unsportsmanlike. And you hate to see that. It sure is. Yep, personal foul on both sides.
Wow.
Okay, so those will offset. Well, a little bit of a break, but I can tell you right now, Coach Jones does not tolerate that. And whoever committed that is going to be getting a serious talking to later.
Yeah,
he's trying to figure out right now who did that. I can see it right now.
And the referees, just doing their job to make it known, that we saw or heard that or whatever the situation was, and calling on both sides and just saying, hey, we're here, we're here to play clean,
and I love this right now. You can't see it; it's just below your field of vision right now. Coach Jones brought his entire team together, and I've known this man long enough. I know exactly what he's saying. He's saying, listen, guys, I will not tolerate fights. There will not be any language thrown anywhere. We're going to play a clean game, and we're going to win our way. Nice play there by the Ranger defense, bringing the man down after a few yards gained. And I like to see that by Coach Jones, making sure nothing else happens. Clean things up right now before things get out of hand. He takes care of it before the officials have to.
Yeah, absolutely. Keeping your guys on the same page, in a good headspace.
Just a little under 5 minutes to go as the Warriors come back. 2nd and 4. Breaking the huddle. Burr under center. Turns and hands off to McIntosh, who's hit early, and that's going to be targeting. I can almost guarantee it. He breaks a tackle and gets another 10 yards, but I think someone's about to get tossed here. He took a hit high, right in the helmet, at the line of scrimmage. And unfortunately for the Rangers, okay, they're calling a face mask. That, in my opinion, is the best case scenario because I thought he was just hit, and that would be targeting and an ejection.
Yeah, I saw his head kind of go backwards. It was kind of a weird adjustment, and clearly something happened there. Obviously, his face mask was called. But, yeah, it could have been worse if it was a targeting situation.
A lot of yards getting marked off here. That is yards added to the end of the play. His face mask. So it is a big first down for the Warriors. Two receivers coming to the near side. Giles standing over the center. The sentry that has been there all night before rolling into his tight end position. I don't know what he's hiding, but he's there disguising something. Six seconds left to go on the play clock when they run up to the line. Burr snaps it from under center, turns and hands off to the fullback, who's being brought down early, right at the line. That is number 8, James Hutchins, there early to make the tackle. Great job in the area also is number 52, that's Tolion Wells.
Yeah, and that was a good job by the defense, holding strong. We've seen these quick handoffs to the fullback position quite a few times tonight, and you wonder if Glenpool is going to try to do something else out of that formation.
The snap, turning, looking, he's got a man. Oh, and it's intercepted. It was thrown short, and it's picked off by Leroy Wells.
Check. Incomplete.
Oh, they called it short.
Yeah.
It looked like Leroy Wells had it. Oh, but it must have bounced just before it got to him. What a play by Leroy Wells, breaking on the ball. It was a short pass. He short-armed it.
I saw the back judge come in and throw his hands on the ground, saying that it was incomplete, that it had hit the turf, and he would have had the best angle at it there on that being the back judge, given the position of that catch. But so close.
Absolutely, yeah. I don't doubt the call at all. I was unable to see that angle. They hand off on 3rd and long and are stopped right at the line again. Boy, the Ranger defense has shown up in the second half here today. That stop by number 52, that's totally on Wells again, the nose guard.
Yeah, and in the first half they were getting pretty big chunk plays on those quick handoffs. They'd get holes and they'd hit them, but the Ranger defense is doing a much better job of staying in tight and not giving up many yards.
Grayson Rogers, the deep man, to punt. And the Rangers are adjusting. Looks like they think it's going to be a fake punt. He goes in that Aussie style, kicks it long, and it rolls all the way into the end zone. Going to be a touchback for the Rangers. Great defensive stop, and it's now 14-8 for the Nathan Hale Rangers. 2:21 to go in the third quarter. And I got to tell you, Josh, you gotta like what you see if you're a Ranger fan right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you come out of halftime, you take the ball, you tie it up, then you eventually take the lead with a spectacular play, and your defense steps up there and gets a huge stop. Fortunately, that ball rolled into the end zone, but also heads-up adjustment by the deep man coming up and making sure that they weren't able to run a fake, because it looked like they were thinking about it.
Gancars and the Ranger offense come back onto the field. Bowler has his helmet off. I'm pretty sure that's the last bit of action we're going to see from him tonight. The young man will hydrate up, and we'll probably see him next week against U.S. Grant. Boyd now the premier back, and I wonder if maybe he'll take a few less snaps on defense. They had to hurry up and get big number 64 over there lined up. And the snap as Boyd goes into motion. He catches it, but it's a little bit low, and it takes him to the ground. And they stop him for a loss. They're only marking him down 2. I thought he was further back than that. So we'll take it.
Yeah, and that was close. The ball was low, and it looked like it may have touched. I don't, obviously the ref said it didn't. And so that was really close there, but unfortunate to lose a couple yards.
That was, I think, 64, Darian Kennedy, that was running in there in time. And, if you get there a little bit faster, some of those mistakes are avoided. But miscommunication, the pass long over. Janai Franklin has a lot of room, makes a man miss. He's going again. He has a man in pursuit, but Janai Franklin is so fast. He will not be caught. That's an 80-yard touchdown. Oh my, Janai Franklin having himself a career night. As the Rangers go up, I had to go back and make sure there were no flags on the play. What a throw and catch. It is now 20-8, Nathan Hale.
Yeah, and how many times is this young man going to leave us speechless tonight? I mean, goodness, he's making play after play, 2 huge touchdowns on offense, and what a spectacular catch on the run, and he takes it all the way. I mean, my goodness, you couldn't ask for anything better.
The speed he showed on the breakaway. And they're going to go for 2. And Janai Franklin's still out there. I know that he is probably the best player they got out there right now, but man, I got to imagine he's tired. The snap, it's low. It goes behind Gankars. He falls on it. And another failed post-touchdown snap. And the Rangers are going to go up, though. We will take a break here. The Rangers are up 20-8, minute 23 left in the third quarter. Still a lot of football to watch. You've got Ranger Hale football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
My friend got a new vape, and I thought I'd try it. And I have some favorite flavors and safe options.
You need to know when it comes to coping with anxiety in high school. First, do vapes help?
Okay, so vaping, is it actually bad for you?
You're both already searching for answers when it comes to vaping. It's time you talk, and we can help. Find support and tips for talking with your kids at talkabouttobacco.com.
What you looking at?
Nothing. They're searching for answers. It's time you start the conversation.
Can I talk to you about some stuff?
Find tips for talking with your kids about vaping at talkabouttobacco.com.
And we are back from Eastside Stadium on the campus of East Central High School, where your Nathan Hale Rangers have taken a 20-8 lead over the Glenpool Warriors as Keon Willis steps up to kick this one off. It's a short little pooch kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. And at the rate, this is where when you don't have a dedicated kicker, this is when you gamble on things like maybe we just take the penalty yardage on that going out of bounds and not risk something explosive on special teams.
Yeah, and the way the defense has played tonight, you got to feel comfortable. I mean, I don't think you go into it wanting to necessarily maybe kick it out of bounds, but try that little pooch kick. Unfortunately, it does go out of bounds, and the good thing about it is that your defense has been playing well, especially in the second half, and so we'll see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, and he kicked it short. It went out of bounds at about the 31. The Warriors are going to get the ball at the 39. That's not that bad considering where special teams might have put him at the same place if they'd returned it. Burr stands up, throws out to the near side. That's number 7 with the catch. He is hit quickly. That was Peyton Surratt, hit by Leroy Wells and brought down after just a 2-yard, maybe 3-yard catch. That's going to be 2nd and 7. And a quick little pass. We talked about in the break that we thought maybe there were some opportunities for them in the passing game, and they hadn't thrown the ball a whole lot.
Yeah, they like that bunch formation, handing the ball off quick a lot of times. We've seen some, a lot of passes from them, especially in the first half. We'll see if they try to throw the ball downfield now that they're down.
I apologize for the clock issue just there for a moment. It looks like there is less time than there is. We'll get that fixed here in just a moment. There is 20 seconds, so I will give you clock updates here. You're seeing the second and the decimal number. They are going to go ahead and let the clock run, it looks like, and take it into the fourth quarter. Reminder, there are some fresh Rangers coming around the corner. It's the end of the third quarter. Nathan Hale, 20. Glenpool, 8. Fourth quarter action coming your way. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
My friend got a new vape, and I thought I'd try it. And I have some favorite flavors and safe options.
You need to know when it comes to coping with anxiety in high school. First, do vapes help?
Okay, so vaping, is it actually bad for you?
You're both already searching for answers when it comes to vaping. It's time you talk, and we can help. Find support and tips for talking with your kids at talkabouttobacco.com.
Fourth quarter action coming your way right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jeff Johns alongside Joshua Sharon, Sherry Robinson, and Jonathan Spencer here as well. Sherry is punching all the buttons and making sure everything works correctly. We appreciate that. Jonathan up on top of the press box. He got a little heat in the first half, filming the game for us. Appreciate him as well. He is a sophomore at Nathan Hale High School. Good crew we got.
Absolutely.
False start marches the Warriors back just a little bit further, and Janai Franklin says, Coach, I got enough rest. I'm ready to come back. And I am just waiting, and I'm sure a lot of Ranger fans are, to see Xavier Urgay in his first bit of action for the Rangers. You'll know him when you see him. He's big number 61, and he is not small. Burr, oh my gosh, the play blown up. He had a man outside who just dropped it. That was number 3, King Beeks. Not able to reel it in. Contact there at the end of the play, bringing him down. I could not. It looked like number 7 on the Rangers. And number 7 for me is Keon Willis. But they changed him to number 1. So I don't know who number 7 is at the moment. I have not heard the announcer say who number 7 is. So number 7 is number 7. Sorry, Mom and Dad, Grandma and Grandpa watching the game. I would give you one if I had it.
Yeah, big stop there on third down.
Absolutely. And the punt ensuing. Nice punt away from Grayson Rogers. That's going to take a Warrior bounce. Janai Franklin standing a little bit too close to it. I would rather him just move away, young man. It's going to go down at the 4-yard line. And that's where the Rangers will bring in their fresh legs and start on offense.
And you can see the Glenpool sideline pointing that they thought Franklin touched the ball, and that's the danger that you have when you're close to the ball there on that punt. Like you said, it's better to just let it go.
The coach is out there at the numbers. It's Peyton Warner telling the official.
It looked like they signaled Hale's way. So,
yeah, the signal has already happened, and in high school football, there's no overturn. There's no replay. It's Hale football. Coach, you can give him an earful, and I understand that is your job to make sure that your point is heard. But what's done is done. And for the Rangers, they need to make sure that Janai Franklin knows if somebody yells Peter, you get out of the way.
Yeah, it's just not worth the risk. Even though you're going to be backed up here near your own goal line, at least you have the ball.
And there he is, big number 61. That's Xavier Urgay. He is your left tackle. And how'd you like to go and blitz against that guy? He is 6'6", 305 pounds. All-world voted by the Tulsa World unanimously. Dropped, snap. Oh, and the Warriors believe they have it. And they do. It's a touchdown, Glenpool. Oh, man. And here's the unfortunate part of all those fresh legs. New faces coming in on the offensive line with the continuity that you've been building up all game. And now there's a botched snap and a touchdown. Gosh, you hate to see that. Mental errors have been happening tonight for the Rangers, and an opportunity for Glenpool. I think they probably just go for one here since they're only down 6. Number 31 is going to kick for them. That's Gio Carrasco.
Yeah, and all the momentum was with Hale here in the second half, and now with that botched snap and the touchdown for Glenpool, it changes everything.
And Coach Peyton Werner has to be over there going, I really thought we had the ball after that punt, but I'll take the touchdown. And so the Glenpool Warriors, he kicked that ball 40 yards. I don't know why they haven't attempted a field goal so far. Gio Carrasco can kick. Glenpool, you've got a kicker over there.
Yeah, the fact that they had a fourth down situation where they could have kicked it in the first half and they didn't, short yardage situation, and then they went for 2 earlier and got it. So we weren't sure, or I wasn't sure if they had a kicker, and now we know.
They absolutely do. And for the Rangers, the good news is you get to try one more time. 11 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. It's only a 5-point game. You cannot, even though you've got the lead and it is the fourth quarter, there is such a danger in playing too conservatively here.
Yeah, especially after that fumble that resulted in a touchdown. You got to feel so demoralized after that. But coach has got to make sure to keep him composed, keep him calm, realize you're still up 5 and you're about to get the ball back, and you have a good opportunity to go and extend your lead back to where it was.
I was curious. I only counted 10 Rangers on the field. They did 2, and there goes Willis. And it looks like Glenpool will kick it. Normally, you never know. Nobody's tried to kick it really far so far this game. Glenpool with another pooch kick. High, and it goes out of bounds at the 32, maybe 33-yard line. We'll call it the 34. And we'll see what the mark-off is here. Kicking the ball out of bounds, and they take it to the 39.
And
I don't understand. The ball went out of the 34. They marked it 6 yards forward. And the umpire, only walked 5 yards forward, but the head linesman said, no, 1 more yard. I don't know. We'll take the extra yard. The snap by Gankars, trying to draw someone offside, does not. Hands off inside to Bowler again, trying to make a man miss, and instead goes down. He had, maybe a yard if he continues inside. He tried to cut it back out, and there was nothing there.
Yeah, tried to make too many things happen there on that play, and sometimes it works, right? Sometimes the back's able to squeak out of there, and it results in a big gain. So that's the gamble you take as a running back if you're going to try to kick it out, or if you're just trying to run forward and pick up what you can.
It's second down, 15 to go. Gankars with Boyd in the backfield, 3 receivers to the far side. He snaps. He's looking long. He makes a man miss. He kept trying to go. He had a man, that was Willis, that was inside at about the 55-yard line, and if he lets it go, that's a first down. But I don't think he saw him. Here's the big difference to me is the amount of time that opened up on the left side of that offensive line with big Xavier Urigi standing in there, and he was not going to be beat. 3 receivers far side, 1 near. It's 3rd and 15. Gankars, the snap. Looking, no time, cutting, and there's a flag on the play. Gankars still on his feet. He's still looking. He has a man at the 50-yard line. If it holds, it's a first down. That's number 13, London Hunt. I think this is going to be...
Yeah. Looks like it's going to come back.
A hold based on where it was thrown. I did not see it, but the area of those flags is often a hold. And I'm just going to tell you from years of doing this, it is really hard to have a play break down and keep stretching it for that long without holding someone somewhere. The officials are talking it over right now. We'll see what the call is here. Ineligible man downfield, declined, holding accepted. So either way, that was not going to be a first down for the Rangers. And this way they will back it up just a little bit further than the ineligible man downfield would have.
And
it is going to be a lot of ways to go.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that play come back. It was such a good scramble. He scrambled to the near side, then had to go to the far side, and made that throw. But unfortunately, it was all for naught.
We've seen Gankars can punt, so you're trying at this point. I got to figure, if you can get it's fourth and it's longer than 15, or third and longer than 15. I can't see exactly. No, it is 15. You're just trying to get about 10 yards here as he throws up to Franklin. Did he catch that?
Looks
My
like it.
goodness. And yeah, that almost 10 yards. That's a tough catch for Franklin to make in between two defenders, and he got hit for it as he caught it.
Yeah, it looks like he's staying down.
Yeah, a young man got hit pretty hard. He did secure the catch, and that's going to open up a little bit of room for the Rangers to make the punt here. I do not see stretching, so they're assessing. Does not look like a cramp situation. They're pulling him up, so we'll keep it right here. You always like to see him walk off under their own power. He's not holding on to anybody or anything. He's not wobbly. You can't speculate from this position, but he seems to be like he's gonna be okay. And I got to imagine, if you're Jedi Franklin, you're probably just thankful for a little bit of rest.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, always good to see walking off on your own power, especially when you go down after a play. But, yeah, he has been everywhere tonight.
Offense, defense, special teams. He's been out almost every play. Big, giant receptions. He is responsible for all 3 touchdowns. And we will see here what looks like Keon Willis is going to be the punter. Ooh, had to get that one away quick, and he does. He had a lot of pressure from Glenpool right in his grill. That was number 2. Mark Mata barreling towards him, but he gets the punt away, and that's going to go all the way down to the Glenpool 29-yard line. That's a pretty solid punt for the receiver there.
Yeah. Good punt. Unfortunately, it was really close to being blocked, but was able to get it off just in time. And now that gives your defense some room.
35 yards on the punt. Not bad for Mr. Willis. And we will see here what that Ranger defense can do with 9:14 left to go in the fourth quarter. This is a different quarterback under center who's trying. He makes a man miss. He breaks another tackle. That's Mark Mata. He's brought down by number 14. That is Devin Kennedy. That's a tough tackle to make, brought down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and had an opportunity to get him closer to the line, but he breaks out of there, and defense is not able to make a play, and it results in that first down.
Glenpool has not broken from this. Lane Giles, the tight end, standing in front of the center. But they are still going to go with Mark Mata in the shotgun. That time looked like a wildcat formation. He gets a couple of yards on the carry. And it's going to be 2nd down and 8.
And as a defense here, you're up 5, 8 minutes to go in the game. You want to try to get a stop here and get off the field.
And you don't want to leave it up to the offense to try to make a last-minute score. Mata still in at the quarterback position. Barreling forward, breaks a tackle, breaks another one. Man, he is hard to bring down as he goes past the 50 to the 47-yard line. 6 foot 185, and Mata wasn't even thinking pass. He hasn't so far. Burr is in the game here, so we'll see if he goes back under center. Changing things up and moving men around has been very good for the Glenpool offense as they hand it off to their fullback. This time it's number 3, King Beeks, pushing ahead.
And Glenpool kind of getting some momentum here on this drive, and that time we saw that familiar bunch formation with the quick handoff that resulted in a big gain.
Yeah, Glenpool likes to run this strong eye to power eye formation. It's an oldie but a goodie. And 2nd down and 2. I'm sure my dad is taking a look at this, and he loves these eye formations. Burr stands up, throws. Oh, he had a man. It's a tough throw as he's trying to go to Kevin Cerna. Really, really good coverage out there by Leroy Wells. And number 7, who we don't know. But a really good throw leading his man in a spot that only Cerna, if he's able to beat that man, can get to in between the two defenders. That's a heck of a throw, really hard to make happen. And a timeout called on the field, looks like by Hale. We'll take a timeout with him. You're watching Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Son, are you vaping? I don't know.
Cut!
I'm not sure if I'm getting that line right. I sound nervous.
No, you're fine. You had it. Just use it.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah. You're overthinking it. Just let him know that you care. Start the conversation and let him take over.
Okay.
All right, everyone, back to your spots. Here we go.
It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start the conversation. Visit talkabouttobacco.com for help talking.
A moment of silence was observed before the game for a former Ranger quarterback, Jacob Hope, who passed away on August 22nd. He was part of the 2002 Ranger football. And, a young man who's same year as my brother, born in 1984. Hate to see it. And so they had a moment of silence to honor Jacob Hope.
Prayers for them.
Yeah, absolutely, and the whole family. First down for the Warriors. As they barrel forward, that's McIntosh going out to the outside. And it's 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line now. Marching forward with only 6.5 minutes left. Tick, tick, tick. That clock starts to come down. It's interesting to me the way that they do this. I'll talk about this afterward. I formation, pitch out to McIntosh. Mata was in at the quarterback, and he turns right around to make blocks after he pitched the ball. And it's an 11-yard gain. And so if you watch the center, every time at least one man stands in front of the center. That's the tight end. If they put two people in front of the center, they're running a two tight end set. They're telling you before they even break the huddle how many tight ends they come out of. I don't know how many different plays they run out of different formations. It's probably more complicated than that. But if I was the coach, I would hate to give away any information, let alone tell you where my receivers are going and who my tight ends are before the play even starts. But that's what the Warriors do every down. So you already know, two tight, wide out each side. Mata, the quarterback, running. And another first down. Another Mark Mata run. Another 15-yard carry. First and goal now because he is at, looks like he's at the 11. So there's still 1st and 10. He can still get one more first down before the end zone. And the Warriors want to talk this one over. 6:18 left to go. 2 timeouts now left for the Warriors. We will take a timeout with them and step aside here. You are watching Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Hey, you left your backpack downstairs.
Oh, thanks. Kids these days, I've been taking away vapes to help friends quit.
Nice try, kiddo. We're gonna have to talk about this.
There's no such thing as a perfect moment, so don't wait for one.
Can we talk?
Sure. Start the conversation at talkabouttobacco.com.
Take your drive and passion to the next level at SWOSU. More than 100 fields of study, including career-ready options in pharmacy, nursing, education, and hands-on with engineering technology, scholarships, tutoring, and advising, along with professors who know your name. At SWOSU, we have your back. Scan the QR code or visit swosu.edu. Find your program. Find your people. Go Dogs!
We're back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jeff Johns and Joshua Sherem with Jerry Robison and Jonathan Spencer in Eastside Stadium. Mark Mata still the quarterback in the Wildcat. And the ball is stopped. Whistles blowing, but no flag. Oh, there is a flag over here. I did not see the call.
Looked like a legal substitution, maybe.
Okay. By the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Must have had 12 men out on the field. Well, I can tell you right now, it's 2 tight ends and 2 receivers. Mata, the quarterback, running outside. It doesn't matter. He gets a touchdown. He is in. In from the 5. And that brings the Warriors back.
Warrior quarterback number 2, Mark Mata, scores a touchdown.
Yeah, and they were committed to pounding the rock on that drive and did it successfully.
Yeah.
Just pounding it, picking up yards here, picking up yards there. Ultimately
And
get the touchdown.
Great work by the Warrior coaches. That team was about to start running onto the field. There were too many Warriors getting too excited. And penalties happen when those kind of things start to fall. The Warriors are only up 1. They're going to go for 2 here. 1 point does you no good. The question in my mind is, who will be quarterback when they break this huddle? We know there will be 2 tight ends. Bunch formation. Giles under center this time, and he's trying to push forward. That's a long way to go, but he gets there.
Wow.
That's Lane Giles. He is not a small guy, 6'1", 225, barreling through the line, bouncing off to the right side. And that's a 2-point conversion. It's now a 3-point game.
Yeah,
goal.
And you got to wonder, with guys playing both ways and these long drives, where there's a lot of run plays, a lot of physical play up front, if your defense might be getting a little tired a little bit.
I'll give you an update on number 7. My fiance is at the game, and she ran down and talked to the cheer coach who checked out on the field. Number 7 is Junior Robinson. That is not the name on the sheet, but that's what he goes by. So thank you to Laura, and thank you to the cheer coach. We got a whole crew around us, Everybody.
It takes a village.
It sure does. And I got to say, that's what's been so nice about this is Nathan Hale they reached out to the Oklahoma Sports Network, to your dad, actually, to Eric Sharon, and said, hey, we want to broadcast this thing. OSN had no schools on the east side, but had been wanting to break out that way. And the response by the Rangers, I've been around the whole staff, athletic department, as the kick here from the Warriors goes short. It is fielded. No, it goes out of bounds. Everybody has been so welcoming and receiving. Nice. What can I get you? Where do you want to be? Do you need anything? How can I help? It's been such a nice welcome. So big thank you to the Nathan Hale Ranger community, coaches, fans, and we just appreciate it. We feel very welcome, and it's nice to be here.
Yeah, and I know Coach has talked about in the past bringing excitement back to this program, back to this school, and the fact that they're all in, so to speak, is very exciting.
The Rangers take the field on offense. Gankars handing off to Boyd, breaking inside and back out. The inside zone. No. Yes, that is Boyd. For a second, I thought it was Bowler. And looks like a gain of 3 on the play. 2nd 7.
Yeah, and I like running it. Obviously trying to get it in your back's hands and let them go to work. They've shown that they're obviously very skilled, very talented. Just see what they can do.
There is a lot of time left, so you have to score, but you got to take your time getting there. Boyd again on the carry, and man, he is hitting the holes hard now. I don't know what they gave him when the Rangers were on defense, but somebody put a little pep in his step, kicked him in the pants, and said, "Get out there, young man. We're not done yet."
Yeah, and you got to love the downhill running there on 2nd down. Didn't quite get the 1st down, but leaves it short.
And now you got those big guys out there who are fresh on the offensive line. Gankar's under center this time, going for it himself. A little false start. It looked like his feet moved. Oh, man. That's going to be on the Rangers. We're going to go back 5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd and 6 instead of 3rd and 1. That was a false start I saw from here. Gankar's got just a little bit too excited.
Yeah, but it was a good play call. You noticed he was looking to go to the left, which is where his tackle is there on that far side, and try to pick up the 1st down, but unfortunately results in the penalty.
Gankars takes the snap, looking. He's got a man over the outside. Oh, and he hits Willis right in the chest. And that's why you don't catch the ball with your body. It hit him right in the pads, bounced right back off. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Rangers. And at the way that the Warriors were able to just run the ball down last time, I don't think you can take a chance. You've got to go for it.
Yeah, I think you do. I think you have to try to pick it up here. Your defense has been out there quite a bit, so see if you can keep this drive going.
It's not necessarily the ball game, but it sure feels like it. 4th down right here from the 44-yard line. Gankars takes the snap, looking. He's got time. He's still got time. He's got a man over the middle. If he takes him, oh no, and he doesn't get rid of the ball. And he is sacked. Again, that's number 54, Grant Wells, along with Austin Klein making the tackle there. And that is a tough sack to take, holding on to the ball. It looked to me like London Hunt was breaking over the middle of the field, but that was just outside Brett Gankars' field of vision, and he didn't see him. He's usually looking for Leroy Wells or Janai Franklin, Keon Willis. None of those guys were open. Great coverage by the Warrior defense.
Yeah, credit the defense. You really would have liked to have seen, some pass down the field there, but just wasn't able to get it off. And now you got to rely on your defense to try to make a big stand here late in the 4th quarter.
And this is something that Brett Gankars is going to learn and be able to rely on, is that when you've got all of your starters in there, he had plenty of time to just stand in there inside the pocket. As the ball's handed off, he's brought down for a gain of about a yard. He had all the time in the world to stand there and throw the ball. He rolled out to the outside, and that takes away all of your blockers who are just standing there in the pocket waiting for you. They can't run out and make something happen. They risk getting downfield, which they've been called for a couple of times already. So that invites the pressure when you roll out. I understand that it also makes it easier to see. But when you've got time in the pocket, you've got to sit there and throw it from there. Bunch formation, all the big guys in. Mata hands off to McIntosh. That's a face mask. Oh, that's a face mask, and it's going to be called on Sherrard Boyd. He almost had him. He reached out. He grabbed McIntosh, had a couple of hands on him, couldn't bring him down. And when you're reaching, trying to pull him down by anything, sometimes you accidentally grab the face mask.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate. Got to be disciplined there in that situation. I know you want to make a play. Obviously, late in the 4th quarter, need to get the ball back to try to take the lead. But unfortunately, just got the hands up there.
It's going to be a 1st down after they mark this one off. The Ranger crowd is not happy with the call, but it was the right one. We could see it from up here. The Warrior crowd, who did not leave early, even when they were down 20-8, they stayed strong. And credit to Glenpool for making the drive out here and standing in there and hanging in while they've mounted this comeback. But the Warriors are scoring quickly. There's still 3 minutes left on the clock. They need to start running it a little closer to the zeros before they snap the ball. Looks like they're trying to do that now. They break the huddle with 8 left on the play clock. Mata pitching to McIntosh. Gets a few there, 4 or 5 on the carry. Looks like they'll call it 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and with no timeouts for the Rangers, makes it really difficult when you're staring at the clock, trying to see if you can get a stop and get the ball back to your offense.
2nd down, 7 to go. 2:20 on the game clock. And the Rangers have burnt up all their timeouts. Mata pitching again to McIntosh. They've run the exact same play every single down of this drive. Mata turns, pitches out to McIntosh, out to the far side of the field. It is 3rd and 1. And this is the last chance for the Rangers to make a stop here.
Yeah, you gotta almost send everybody to try to stop and prevent them from getting this yard. Wouldn't be shocked if they tried to throw them off guard and throw a pass here on 3rd and short, but
they might. But I would throw everybody you've got to that far side of the field. They've run it over there every time.
Yeah, they found what they liked.
They sure have. They're going to take a timeout to talk it over real quick. We'll keep it here. There's only 1:22 left on the clock. And we are, if this is your first time watching a Ranger football game, Nathan Hale plays at East Central High School. East Side Stadium is what they call it. Tulsa Public Schools have different sites where football stadiums are held, and they share stadiums between different schools. This one is shared by Nathan Hale and East Central on East Central's campus. There's a football stadium over on Memorial. There's one over at Booker T. And I believe there's one at... Oh, and yeah, there's one at McLean. I believe there's one at Edison. I can't say that with too much confidence. And my mom would hate that. She's an Edison Eagle. So, sorry, Mom. And here we go. 3rd down. And, I don't think I can overstate it. It's 3rd down in the ball game right here.
Yeah, see if the defense can get a stop or maybe a turnover.
Mata rushing forward, pushing the pile, and it's 1st down. And they are going to be able now to take a knee and take it down to zeros. Well, the Rangers had a good lead. They went down early, 8-0. Came back, barreling forward. The offense was firing on all cylinders. Took it to 20-8. And then really that fumble that became a touchdown for the Warriors, putting them at 15-20. That was when all of the air just sucked out of the building right there. And the Rangers weren't able to get any momentum after that point.
Yeah, that fumble in the end zone really killed every bit of momentum because it was all on the Rangers' side, and it just took a drastic turn. Hard to recover from.
It's a tough loss to start the season. This is not district play. This does not matter for playoffs. But, you know, if you're a Ranger fan, there are a few things to be excited about, and that's that you had a bunch of starters that weren't playing. You had other starters. There were some starters that weren't even here tonight, didn't play. There were some starters that were not eligible for the first 3 quarters. So going forward next week and looking at the season, there's plenty of things to be excited about on offense and defense, and an optimistic season ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, some of the things we talked about coming in, working out those kinks, those mistakes that kind of showed up in the scrimmage last week, and some showed up here again tonight. But as you were saying, a lot to look forward to. I mean, Janai Franklin had a game, had an impressive game tonight with multiple scores and was really the star on offense. But you can't forget the 2 backs, and Bowler and Boyd. They did a good job tonight. We've seen flashes of their speed and their toughness, always keeping their feet moving. And so moving forward, hopefully you can get some continuity, hopefully not have, starters out as you talked about, getting those guys back and ready and here for a full game will be really helpful and take advantage of these next few games because when you hit district play, everything changes and the stakes just rise a little bit.
We'll take a quick break before we come back to wrap things up. Final score here at Eastside Stadium is Glenpool 23, Hale 20. You're watching Ranger football on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
What you looking at?
Nothing. They're searching for answers. It's time you start the conversation.
Can I talk to you about some stuff?
Find tips for talking with your kids about vaping at talkabouttobacco.com.
So, not real big on paying bank fees? Well, that's okay. It means you're smart with your money and you know how to get a good deal. You're a credit union kind of person, and Communication Federal is your kind of credit union. In fact, Pay Me Checking puts real money right into your account when you use your Visa debit card, online or in stores. Pay Me Checking, the free account that pays you only from Communication Federal Credit Union.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
And we are back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Final score here is 23 Glenpool to 20 for Nathan Hale. It was a tough loss for the Rangers. Jeff Johns alongside Joshua Sharam. Josh, what do you have? Final thoughts here and things to look at going forward for the season.
Yeah, a lot of what we talked about heading into tonight. Getting rid of the mistakes. Penalties were a killer tonight, especially on offense. Several holding penalties, several pre-snap penalties as well that really just kill your momentum. And obviously the fumble stands out in the end zone that resulted in a touchdown for Glenpool. But it's really just about shoring up discipline on all phases, offense, defense, special teams. And really, a tough loss like this to open the season, you got to remind the kids that, it's a long season. That your season wasn't tonight against Glenpool. You have 9 other games to play in the weeks ahead. And so don't hang your head for too long because we gotta go back to work this week and get ready for the next opponent.
Tom Brady used to say, let the pain of the loss hit you. And take that one day and then forget about it and move on to next week because you've got U.S. Grant who lost to Edison earlier. And we can wrap up a couple of scores here around the area. We talked earlier about Jinx going down to
the Cotton Bowl.
Yes, going down to the Cotton Bowl and playing South Lake Carroll, losing that one in a close one. In 6A action, you have Bixby beating Owasso tonight, 35-27. That was a close one. Union right now is out in Bartlesville. I know that one because I've done several years for the Red Hawks. I don't see their score at the moment. In 5A action, though, and the scores that matter to us, Carl Albert up on Newcastle, 31-21. Duncan over Altus, Coweta big over Wagner, Sepulpa over Fort Gibson, Ada over Durant, Booker T over Collinsville, Lawton big over Eisenhower, Tuttle over Guthrie, Bishop Kelly over Southmore. Shawnee over Elk City. A couple more in our area. Salisaw over Claremore. We'll be at Claremore here in just a few weeks. And like I said, U.S. Grant, not to Edison, U.S. Grant losing to East Central at home. That was last night. It was 26-0. So U.S. Grant will come here next week. We will have the action right here from Eastside Stadium on the Oklahoma Sports Network. So for all of us here at OSN, I'm Jeff Johns. Thank you for watching, and good night.